Hello and welcome everybody back to our third episode today of The Legend of Azure Wind. Say hello to our fantastic heroes. Say hello, fantastic heroes.
Hello,
Hello, fantastic
heroes.
Yeah, and we're going to begin today, as we always do, with a recap. Last time on The Legend of Azure Winds, we flash back in time to see Lapis disembark an Earth Kingdom ship on the shores of Harbor City. Bloodied, tired, and barely standing, he was picked up by Mother Gem and Ryu, the founders of the Ember Orphanage. After resting, he met a friend at breakfast, Yoshi, a teen-aged orphan firebender. That night, Yoshi and Ryu accidentally set the orphanage ablaze while training their firebending late into the night. Lapis awoke to thick smoke billowing into his room. He rushed to the aid of Mother Gem, air blasted the wall, and leapt off the second story to save her. After airbending a tornado to put out the fires, Lapis passed out from exhaustion. The orphanage was destroyed and filled with numb grief. Yoshi left the orphan group and disappeared into the city. Lapis began stealing food for the now homeless orphans and Mother Gem. After months of theft, Mother Gem passed away, and after her funeral pyre died down, Ryu left Lapis and the orphans as well. Continuing his thieving ways, Lapis was cornered by the sons of a local shop owner. Right before passing out from their waves of blows, Chondro, the master airbender and leader of the Guiding Wind, stepped into the fight and brought Lapis to safety, renaming the young airbender Shigara. In the present-day camp of the Guiding Wind, Daoku and Ursa opened up to each other about their concerns with the Fire Nation army and the people behind the attack on Ursa, and in the middle of the night, Lee found Song training fiercely by a nearby pond. Song created a soft snowfall for Lee, and a playful snowball fight commenced. The next morning, Ji approached Shigara while foraging to thank him for not abandoning him during the fight in Sake District Jail, and Chondro answered questions the party had for him about the Gang of Airbenders and the Fire and Air Center of Learning. After an afternoon of intense training, the group was informed that members of the Sake District Underground may have clues about the gang of air nomad imposters that Firelord Sozin has put up a military blockade around the Fire and Air Center of Learning, and that anti-air nomad propaganda has increased after it was reported the Guiding Wind has kidnapped Ursa Arshi. The next morning, the gang set off for Haribulkan and investigated Sake District. Lapis and Lee discovered from some elderly Pai Sho players that a disease is ravaging the elderly of Sake District, and the blockade has worsened their access to the nearest hospital. Inside Sake, Ursa and Song were accosted by a creepy suitor named Bo. After being intimidated away by Daoku, Bo ran out of the establishment only to run into Cobra, who delivered swift justice to the slimy-tongued creep. When Lee and Lapis joined the group inside Sake, Cobra brought them all downstairs to a secret headquarters and introduced them to Mamushi, a cold and fierce community leader, and Miki, a novice waterbending healer. The group helped the wounded as best as they could, and after seeing their work, Mamushi gave them the location of the rumored hideout of the Gang of Airbenders. At the end of the day, the group decided to visit Saya's house in the old district to gather more intelligence. Daoku and Ursa climbed into Saya's room and discovered a map, a letter of instructions, and a name. Yoshi. And that is where we begin today's session. So,
Hell yeah.
holy moly, I need to write shorter recaps, but a lot happened, and I hope that was helpful for y'all as I sped through that. So, we are currently in the old district, in Haribulkan. More importantly, we are in the house of Ursa's childhood friend, Saya Osaka. And so it is nighttime. You've just found this information. I believe Daoku and Ursa, you're inside the second floor of this home, and everyone else is Lapis, Song, Lee. You are all outside. I believe, if I remember correctly, there is a rope. There is a rope that has been attached with an arrow from Lee on the outside. So you've just found all of this intelligence. Is there anything you would like to do inside the home, Ursa and Daoku? Anything else?
I think we found what we were looking for me, and I would rather not get caught here.
I thought, if I remember right, I thought that like, did we look at other I thought like it was just very clear that no one was home, and so we kind of went into this room and then found this stuff.
So Ursa knows which door or which window is Ursa's bedroom. You haven't heard anything yet, up to this point.
Okay. Yeah, my inclination would be to head back out and share the info. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So as you are like ruffling through and getting all the information, I imagine you take like the map, and you take some of the things that you found. You do hear footsteps downstairs. So you can tell that there are footsteps downstairs, very soft footsteps. Go ahead and either of you can roll either creativity or focus for me.
Okay.
I can roll.
Creativity. Rolled a 9. And then with creativity, it's +2, so 11.
11, nice. Okay, so Ursa, you can hear that there are 2 sets of footsteps, and they're coming up the stairs. So you hear two sets of footprints. You can hear a muffled kind of a muffled voice outside, like coming up the steps of the home, saying, "Saya, is that you, honey? Are you home?"
Do I need to roll to assess the situation and look for somewhere to hide?
You do on an 11 on your assess the situation. I'm gonna say that you find, if you want to hide, you will find somewhere to hide. So would you like to hide?
I know somebody's in the house.
It does seem that they know someone is in Saya's room and that they think that it is Saya.
We should leave.
I think. Well, no. Do we have time to leave?
You can definitely. Yeah, you can leave if you'd like.
Is Saya's birthday near? Can I find me? Can I say I was planning it?
Is Saya's birthday near? At this point, you would know that Saya's birthday is about 3 months away.
Has her family seen that I'm back? I think only Saya and my family know that have seen me back.
I don't know how much you would know of what they know. You might have a suspicion based on the information that Chondro gave you that they would think that you've been kidnapped. That they would have heard that you've been kidnapped by the guiding wind.
We should,
I don't know.
Daoku would say we should leave. Like, we don't want to be seen.
Footsteps,
like, we're trying to figure this out.
Footsteps are getting closer to the door.
I'm gonna hide. Daoku, you can dip. I
am not leaving your side in one bit. So I will. What do you think,
Okay.
Sabby? Do I have to also try to?
So Ursa, where would you like to hide in the room? So it's a regular bedroom. You see, there's a bed. There's kind of like an armoire. There's desks. There's a closet. Where would you like to hide?
I mean, my instinct is under the bed, but if Daoku wants to leave, we should probably leave.
Okay. Well, I need you to pick your action. What do you want to do? Make a choice.
We can't hide. We gotta go. Let's just go.
Okay, I'm gonna need since you were waiting so long, I need Daoku, I need you to roll with passion to push your luck.
Okay.
And Ursa, I'm gonna have you roll with focus and rely on your skills and training.
Okay. Oh no.
From the outside, for those of you who are waiting outside, you see on the bottom, like you see kind of the ground floor, just lanterns, just like soft flames being lit, and you can kind of track that there is like a presence carrying like a hand lamp in their hand, going through the windows, kind of up to the second floor, So you're now aware that there are other people in the house with Daoku and Ursa. What did y'all roll, Daoku and Ursa?
6.
You rolled a 6. Okay.
Yeah, no.
And
no
I rolled a
dice.
5, and with my focus, it's a 6.
You both rolled a 6. Okay.
Outside of the house, Lee is
Just
like,
like, God
"This will
damn it,"
not
and then I
go
just-
well."
Okay.
Yeah,
so so here's what happens. So here's what.
Are
so-
we things are going on outside at the same time? We can't intervene.
How would you? Oh, that's good. How would you like to intervene? So if you
I
you
think-
basically just see this glowing little lamp, like glowing like orb of light, going upstairs. What would you like to do from the outside?
I think Song says like, should we
Ding dong
knock
ditch.
on the door and cause a distraction? I have an idea.
I don't think we have many other options. We should go to the door.
Okay. So you all go up to the door. So this is what's happening. So, Ursa, you immediately duck underneath the bed, and then Daoku's like, "What are you doing?" And then you both get up and you kind of bonk into each other on your way out of the window to get
Yeah.
to the rope. And as like the door is creaking open, there's a knock on the front door. Got.
It's a Ferris Bueller moment if
Song-
I've ever seen it. Oh my god.
Song, you're able to. Song, you're the one knocking.
Mhm.
And so the door kind of stops, and you hear a voice go, "Honey, someone's at the door. Honey, Jin, someone's at." And so you hear her walk down the steps, and yeah, Ursa, Daoku, you take this moment to now kind of jostle yourselves out of the window. At the door, Song opens. There is a lovely middle-aged woman with like hair up and like she just looks like she just woke up, and she opens the door and just kind of looks you up and down. Who's at the door right now? Like, is it the three of you? All three of you at the door? Okay, so she clearly is a very dignified woman, and she opens and she's very confused and she looks between the three of you, and then she kind of composes herself. Good evening. Can I help you?
Quack, quack, quack. Are you happy with your current protein intake? We're from Quackadoo, a new turducken restaurant. Have you ever wanted to eat 3 birds at the same time? Now, for a limited time, you can get 3 turduckens for the price of 1 turducken if you say quack, quack, quack.
I want
It
you
is
to
a good deal.
I want you, Song, to roll with creativity to trick them. And
You're saying that wasn't good enough?
no, I just this is just to see.
Okay, wait.
And
I think I have something for this.
Lee, you can roll to help if it doesn't make it, and so can you, Shigara. Lapis. sorry.
Creativity. My creativity is 0, so okay. Got a 4 and a 6. That's a 10,
That's
baby.
a 10. So she goes, oh, well, my doctor has mentioned something about increasing my protein intake. What more could you tell me about this establishment? Quackadoo, was it? At this time, Ursa and Daoku, I want you to roll focus, and you're gonna do this with a +2 because of the rope. So +2 to whatever modifier you have on your focus as well, to get down from the, like, while they're having this conversation, to get down and down to street level without notifying anybody. At the door, though, the woman has just asked you this question. What else can you tell me about this Quackadoo? Was it?
Located in the Sake district, Quackadoo is the best and only turducken restaurant in the whole world.
Well, I'm not exactly sure if I would ever go to the sake district, but it's nice to
We
know.
deliver.
Do you? Oh, wonderful. Do you have any? Do you have any pamphlets? I would love to. I would love to send a messenger over and perhaps pick us up some food. That would be delightful. I imagine you have some literature or a menu perhaps that we could keep here in our home.
We are so popular that we are all out of literature.
The two of us were brought, my companion and I. We just finished a meal at Quackadoo, and we were brought out to help give testimony as to the greatness of the meal that we just partook in. It was very good.
At this moment, you see like a man, older gentleman, like silver fox if you've ever seen one, like shock of white hair, but very, even though it's late at night, it's still very coiffed.
Clooney? Whoa.
And comes up. Who?
He said Clooney? Whoa.
Yeah, Clooney. Yeah, George Clooney himself. And you see he comes up. He goes, Cammy, what's all the fuss here at night? And you see she turns to the man and she says, well, I thought I heard someone upstairs, and then there was a knock at the door, and I asked you to get it, but well, you weren't here, so I had to come down and answer it. Okay, all right. Well, I just checked in Saya's room. No one's up there, so what's the deal over here? And he looks kind of at you three and is like, can we help you? And then
Your patronage is all the thing we need.
And he kind of looks and he sees that his wife is genuinely interested, and so he actually like pulls out like a pad and just gives you like a quill, like a writing utensil and paper for you to write the name and the address of the place. And he's like, can you just tell us where it is and please leave us alone for the night? We've had a very distressing week and we really don't need any other disturbances. Thank you. So he gives you the pad. You write down, I imagine, you give it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, thank you very much. Have a good evening. He takes his wife and goes inside and he closes the door. Daoku and Ursa, you're on the other side of the street. You can now come forward from the shadows and regroup with everybody out. And I don't know if y'all want to. Y'all are outside of Saya's. Oh yeah, what did you roll?
I rolled a 12, so it was
okay.
all good.
What did you get?
Because it's a 5, and then you said +2, so
that's a
maybe
7?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say with the 12 and the 7 that works. You guys both like repelled in, like, so like you can imagine as like Jin comes up and like hands the thing, like you're rappelling down like this rope in it's pitch black. They don't notice a dang thing because they both have like their hand lance, and like that light is just is too much for them to notice anything in the darkness of the street. And so you are all safe and sound on the ground. You have the map. No run-in with Saya's parents. So all of that is kind of, they've gone back inside, and you are all on the street now outside of Saya's house. What would you like to do?
Share with the group what we found and consult the map for our next move.
Yeah, sounds great. So I'll give you all some space just to RP that, just to like kind of get everybody up to speed.
Who would you like to do the honors?
It seems we found this parchment, and what was there, a name on it? Of Yoshi.
Of what name? What name was that?
The name was Yoshi, and I believe that's close to you.
Yoshi? No, I don't know Yoshi. No, never heard of that name. You sure it said Yoshi?
Yeah, here, you can take a look yourself.
Right
Sarah.
there in black and white.
And I just kind of just stare at it. I mean, I never saw his name written down, but just kind of the, pangs of the past kind of hit me, and I'm like, could it be? Could this be the Yoshi? That's just inner monologue.
No, I love that. Absolutely. They give you the parchment, Lapis, and you see like the instructions on one side, and remember these are instructions, basically coordinating the attack on Ursa that night, and at the bottom of the thing, it's like a contact name, Yoshi, at the bottom. When you see that name, Lapis, I want, it shifts your balance.
Okay.
And remember, since there was no long rest, so all of your balances should be the same. Everything should have carried over because we haven't had time to have a long rest since the last time we had one. And so it's gonna shift your balance toward action.
Mm-hmm.
And you can decide whether or not you can decide whether to resist that or just take it.
No, I think I'm gonna take that. I think
Okay.
that's a very adequate response to the.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all are huddled together. You're sharing this information. You also have the map in front of you. I'm going to suggest, would you like to move out of like the front street of Saya's place? And if you want to go to another location, where would you like to go?
Well, what is marked on the map right now?
So on the map, there is a marking in front of. So if you see like the Hari Bulkan map that I sent y'all, you can see that there is a red X. It's not on the map that I gave you, right in front of the Fire and Air Center of Learning. So where you were ambushed. And then there's a red X of like the full island string that makes up the island of that Hari Bulkan is on, the volcano is on, and you can see in the same place that Mamushi X'd on her island map, there's an X there. So it's in the wilderness, kind of on the sides of the mountain, on the sloping edges. Looks like it might be like in a cave inside the mountain. But it correlates pretty precisely with the mark that Mamushi made back at Sake Sake.
So what are the 3 X's again? Sorry, because they're not in ours, so it's hard to envision. I have to find them.
That's totally okay. So the two, I believe the 2 X's are one outside of the Fire and Air Center of Learning and one on the island. So on the side of the mountain. So that's not going to be, you don't have a map physically that I created for you for that. I've yet to make that, but I will. You can kind of, I could see if I can find, if you Google like Hari Bulkan, you'll see like the island, kind of shape that I'm talking about, and I'll make a map of that soon. I apologize.
Okay, there's no like mountain range on ours, so I just wasn't sure where the X was.
Oh, yeah. So you can think of that Hari Bulkan map that I showed you is just a circle. That's like the inside the top of the volcano. So this is the volcano that Hari Bulkan sits in. That volcano goes out and it's this crescent shape island. You go down the volcano to the harbor that's here in the kind of the inside curve of the crescent shape, and then on the back side of the crescent shape there's forest, and it's like think of like a Hawaii. There's like a lot of like green lush palm trees, kind of that, or probably more apt like Japan, that kind of island structure.
Thank you.
Well, seems like that's the ticket, folks.
Where do we want to? So do we want to go straight there, or do we want to?
Is there anywhere else that people would want to go to investigate or have any lingering questions? Does anybody have statuses that would we be able to take some kind of rest, or are we kind of just on the go right now?
You are on the go right now. So if you were to, you get the feeling that if you rest on the street, that would not be good. because there is a heightened security in the capital at the moment.
Mhm.
Ursa is still in kind of hiding. You're still in disguise. And so you wouldn't be able to like camp on the street. However, there are establishments that you could go to overnight if you'd like. Or you can just leave you could leave the city. I would say if you could go to some place in the city, you could leave the city. Either of those.
What
wait,
time
does
is it right now, by the way?
It's in the evening. Yeah.
That's sometime. Okay,
nighttime.
I was just
Yeah.
curious. Gotcha.
I'd say it's about if I were to give a guess, like 9-10 p.m. It's like the time of day that like older folks have gone to bed, and it's definitely quieter, but it's not so late that everything is closed.
Does anybody have a need for any kind of rest? Because I think if there's no other place to investigate, we might just tally ho onward.
I
Or
would
does it
not
make-
mind going to sleep. It is quite
Yeah.
late.
Yeah,
I mean,
the honeypot,
Are-
perhaps.
have you suggested? Are you suggesting, GM, that we sleep overnight at the Lotus Leaf Spa, which is not very far from Saya's home?
Oh, I'm not suggesting anything, to be honest. This is y'all's story, so you can go wherever you want. So you can,
Just 'cause
you
Honeypot's very far.
just let me know.
I'm not sure if we could sleep there, Ursa. I don't know.
There's like if you go to like King Spa, like you can. There are sleep areas. You can. It is overnight. I don't know.
The Lotus Leaf Spa is a spa, not a hotel. But
It's not a hotel. It's just.
you could go
it's a
there if you
different
wanted.
hotel.
It's a different kind of spa. More of a day spa,
Okay.
but not quite one of those spas.
It's not a night spa.
It's not a night spa. Day spa.
Ah.
I would love to
Cannot
go
go-
to wherever our bed is.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say.
Sweet.
let's
So,
go.
who would like to lead the way?
Let's head to the honeypot
All right.
hotel, folks.
Sounds good. So, Lee. I imagine you're old, you're crotchety. You want to get some rest. So you.
I'll help you,
lead-
old man.
You lead the gang out of the old district. You walk along. As you're walking through the streets, you see Daoku. You actually walk by the block that your home is on. You see your turtle dog on the porch. You see that it's very quiet. Nobody's stirring. Yeah, good old Osa. As you walk by the home, is there anything that you want to do? Do you want to just keep walking by? Do you want to? I just want to let you know that you notice. Hey, that's my home we're walking past. And I'll give you a chance to decide if you want to do anything or not.
I would continue on. I'm on a mission
Okay.
here. Like
Okay.
I'm with the group, so.
Sounds good. As you cross the kind of threshold of where your house is, you make that conscious decision not to go check in on your family, and it shifts your balance one towards self-reliance. As you move forward, you begin to see what folks are talking about. There's like the old lake, and then there's this giant barricade that's heavily guarded. You steer way clear of it. You go almost as far to the rim as the Dragon's Pyre, which Lee you're familiar with, and you make your way into Sake District. You immediately notice some things that you didn't notice before, especially for folks who are new to Haribulkan, but like the roads are not as nice in Sake District. There's a shoddiness to the mason work. Things are left in a little bit of disrepair. There's a lot more like holes in the road compared to the Dragon District and the Old District. And Lee, you eventually lead the way for everybody to the door of the Honeypot Hotel. You enter again. There's that huge burst of scent, and this is everybody except for Lee. This is your first time in the Honey Pot Hotel. There's this huge burst of jasmine and powder and just very heavy scents. And Lee, you see a now kind of familiar face come up to you, and you immediately recognize Mama Mo in very fitted wear, still has the high ponytail. Everybody else, you're looking around and you see women that are scantily clad, and like this is the scene that you're taking in. And Mama Mo goes, "You know, the old ones, they never stay away." How are you doing, Lee?
I am doing quite well, Mama Mo. These 4 are my companions. Do not worry, I have told them about consent, and I believe that they all consent. But I am here for sleep still. I want to make that very clear.
I was about to
just
say
want to-
you have a lot of people consenting to do a lot of things with you, and that's very surprising. But you're just here to sleep, you say?
Yes, I realize that out of context, what I have to say makes very little sense.
I thought you all are a bunch of freaks.
Yes,
Ooh. Are you looking? How
Lee-
many rooms are you looking for, Lee?
that is, So Lee kind of turns around and says, I assume that you all would like separate rooms. Very good. We will take separate rooms, please.
It looks like you found yourself a bunch of talkers, Lee. Okay, well, we're a bit short on rooms tonight. I think I can maybe scrounge up 2 rooms for y'all, but how does that sound?
Song says, I used to sleep on the floor with 50 monks. I do not care.
Well, that sounds like you have a lot to unpack. That's not my job, but I'm sure there will be someone here who would love to listen to you. And she takes her hand and she goes, "Let me show you to your room. What's your name?"
Song.
Song.
Don't we have to share a room?
Right, yeah. So she takes you and Ursa. I imagine that you'll follow. I'm assuming it'll split Ursa and Song in one room, and then Lee, Lapis, and Daoku in the other. Unless y'all want to split the rooms in different ways.
I already have a room here. I shall be sleeping by myself.
Okay. Well, you see Mama Mo go. Well, Lee. Well, you were gone for a day, and you only paid for a night, so someone else is in that room.
I see.
My apologies.
Are my belongings still in the room, or
We have them behind the desk for you.
is there a lost and found? Ah, very good.
Yeah, and you see immediately, like quick as a flash, like somebody in a nice robe, this beautiful woman comes around and like gives you like your pack of your belongings. You all make your way into your rooms. Mama Mo leads Song and Ursa into one room, and she stops you both, and she says, Now, if anybody does something untoward or something that you don't like, you make sure to tell me, okay? And if you want to have a little bit of fun, well, I can send out a few notes. And
I'm not having any fun.
Oh,
Are there board games?
She goes, "Oh, I
show.
didn't even know you were listening into our conversation. Thank you, sir." And she looks to you, Song, and she says, "What are you?
Sorry.
Are you her father?"
No, I'm just sorry, ma'am. I was just interjecting. Just don't mind me.
Apology not accepted.
We are all together. He is with us.
We do have pie show. Would you like me to bring you a board and some tiles?
Yes, please.
Of course. She leaves you in your room. She takes the gentleman to their room, which is almost on the other, like, they're very disparate halls. So you walk into the entry and you kind of see there on your right, there's like that front desk area, and we didn't really kind of get a sense, but there's just this long kind of hallway that goes off to either side, and there's like a curtain, and then past the curtain it bends in like this horseshoe shape. And so you can kind of imagine this like big U, and then on either side of that horseshoe there's just rows and rows of rooms. And so Ursa and Song, you've been taken to a room on the right side of this kind of offshoot, and Lapis and Lee and Daoku, you've been taken to the left side. And she leaves you, and Daoku, you feel that she has your hand in hers as she gives you the key, and she grips your hand and your fingers incredibly tightly, and she goes, "Now I've given this speech to Master Lee over here, and I expect it will be followed by every gentleman here. Consent is the rule here now. Understand?"
Understood, ma'am. You'll have nothing from me, regardless. And then I just do the, I just put up my hand like,
Oh, fantastic.
like the ring, like it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you know, that ring has never stopped anybody. Now, have a good evening. And she leaves you. So you both groups are in your room. Very shortly, someone comes along with a pie show board to you, Song. So Song, Ursa, you're in your room. It's very nice. There's one bed. It's like relative to what we would be like a queen size bed. And it's much nicer than the room that you had at the Jade Slipper. And so this is, I would say, your first kind of taste of like what luxury would be, a certain type of luxury, as smutty as it is, but it is luxury nonetheless. What would y'all like to do in this room? Or I'll leave this kind of open for y'all. Just
Well, I don't know how to play pie show, but if you would like to teach me, I'd be happy to peruse that option with you.
oh,
Song fucking loves pie show.
Let's go.
I love that. I absolutely
She
love
says,
that.
she's like hiding her excitement. She's like, I would love to teach you how to play pie show.
That is
Awesome.
fantastic. So let's have you Song. Let's have you roll a focus. Have both of you roll focus. And let me know.
I have a 10, and with my focus, it's 11.
Oh, fabulous.
14.
Oh my goodness. So you begin to have like the easiest, like you both in this moment, it's not just pie show. You're getting to know each other, and you both kind of see in each other that you're kind of cut from the same cloth. You're both incredibly talented. You're both incredibly smart. You're super badass. You're quick learners. And in explaining the rules of the game of pie show to Ursa Song, you see that she absorbs it like a sponge, and you're able to get into not just, you know, what each tile does and where the best places to go, but you're able to actually, within a matter of like an hour, like to get into deeper strategy and talk about like some of the strategies that the monks used to do on you and how you counteract the strategy. Ursa, you begin to understand that like the depths of Song's aptitude and prowess basically have no limit. You are and you're able to keep pace, but you're beginning to understand like, holy like this woman is like nothing you've ever seen before. You don't know if you've met somebody who has the same level of sheer talent and discipline as she does. That is so fantastic. I'll let you, if y'all want to like say some things to each other or roleplay any of that. That is just awesome. I will say, Song, your balance is going to shift toward community, and
Okay.
Cutie, yours is going to shift. Since you're playing Pie Show, this is a game that I'm going to say it shifts you toward tradition.
I accept that.
And if you all have, let's see. If you all have the troubled condition, you can clear it. Also, if you have the afraid condition, you can clear it. I'll say, just to give you. Or if you don't have any conditions, then.
I have guilty, but I can't clear it.
Okay. For y'all. Sorry. Song, go ahead. I totally interrupted.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think Song says something like, the most frustrating part of Pie Show is that while it is mainly based on logic, I have memorized most of the moves in Pie Show, and my teacher, Jubai, beats me every time because his mind is chaos, and I can never predict what he will do.
I mean, that's still so fascinating. You have quite the knack for strategy.
So, as do you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I picked up a thing or two along the way.
You're a very fast learner.
You're a very good teacher. Who taught you how to play Pie Show? Was it your mentor?
Jubai taught me the basics, and I kind of taught myself from there.
Oh. The best student is also the best teacher. I have fond memories of playing games with my friends coming up when we were in the military academy. There's not a lot of downtime, but there are fun moments. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed something other than training.
Jubai is always telling me that time spent not training is just as important as time spent training.
Sounds like a very wise person.
And yet his mind is still chaos. Okay.
What did it sound?
I'm gonna say that, or how do y'all feel about, like, who do you feel guided and comforted in this moment, or how does that, if I were to say, I don't know, I'm not sure if it fits, but if you feel like it fits, we could roll for it. It's a very touching moment. I just wanted to give y'all a chance to get something tactile out of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure which of us would be guiding / comforting the other.
I think since you are teaching, I think you're doing the guiding. And so go ahead and roll with Harmony.
Okay. Five.
Okay. So this doesn't affect like how this all went. It just means that Ursa, you won't have a chance to like use this situation to clear any conditions. But it's still a beautiful, beautiful moment nonetheless. We're gonna go over to Lee and Lapis and Daoku. You all come to your room. It is a smaller room. It looks like there's like a twin bed, and there's only one of them. And so you both all three of you all walk into the room. You see that there's one twin bed. What do you do?
Gentlemen,
You can have it,
thank you.
Lee. I was gonna say. I would definitely say, yeah, Lee, you can have the bed. Yeah.
Lee just
I would
instantly
concur.
starts like taking off his uniform, and he says, "I will do my best not to snore." And he I think Lee gave the Earth Kingdom blanket to somebody at some point.
Yes, that's it's
Oh.
it's right now on Lapis. Lapis
Yeah,
is
so
using it as a part of his disguise.
Yeah.
So I can take that blanket off and hand it back to you.
Awesome.
The bed does
and-
have blankets.
Well, here's an extra blanket, and in doing so, I'm like, yeah, I gotta help the old people, and I kind of get this realization of like, the old people, they're sick, and so I realize that sake is right next to the honeypot. And so I have an inclination to maybe go back and inform Madam, I'm gonna forget her name.
Mamamushi
Mamushi?
or Mamushi?
Or
Mamushi? I was gonna say Mamushka again.
Yeah, Mamushi.
Mamushi. I would like to maybe go back to Sake and let her know about the old people that are dying at her doorstep.
Okay, yeah, you want to do that in the middle of the night? It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock right now.
It's a sake bar. Are you trying to tell me that the sake bar
No,
is closed?
it's open. It's open. Yeah, do you want to go on your own?
I don't have much area to sleep here, so I'll go with you.
Okay.
Lee is already sleeping.
Lee
Yep,
is
Lee is already.
Lee is already snoring incredibly loudly.
I want to thank you. Like is what I imagine. Like,
He basically he just
thanking
took
with
the blankets.
blanket. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Okay, so yeah, so y'all come out of the so y'all leave the Honeypot Hotel. Yeah, you leave the Honeypot Hotel. And as you step out into the darkness, you go to the right and you walk down the street to the corner where Sake is. There is no elderly people out on the pie show. There's a much different crowd, much younger crowd. What would you like to do as you're approaching the establishment? You see kind of like not a line, but there's like a group of people outside talking. You also see like Fire Nation army folks like at the corner, just like they were. So there's an element of nightlife, but also a bit of danger.
I feel like I just hit the beehive. Okay. I guess we gotta blend in. We gotta act like the best way to fool people into acting like you're there is like acting like you're supposed to be there. So we just walk right up to Sake and try
Sounds
to get
good.
in.
So, Lapis, you're gonna roll with focus for your outlaw background to blend in, and Daoku, since you are your military wilderness, this is totally out of your comfort range, so you're gonna push your luck. So you're gonna roll with passion, or if your passion isn't good, remember you can always roll with your balance by marking a fatigue.
And what am I rolling with?
You're rolling with
Let me
focus.
think. Focus. Oh, great.
Mhm.
So mine is a 9.
Awesome.
I'm gonna do with the balance roll, take the fatigue, and I get a 10.
Okay. So you got a 10?
Yeah.
Fabulous. So y'all walk up. Y'all walk up. You're completely blending into the crowd. You kind of push back in. You go into Sake. Lapis, you're like kind of taking your strut, and you're kind of like, you're kind of pointing at people. You're making the right gestures. You hit a slick. You hit like a slick of drink that's on the floor, and you like whoop. You fall. Daoku on your 10. Yeah, Daoku on your 10. You grab him right as he's about to fall. And someone who, the bartender who sees it, instantly recognizes you, goes, "Wow, nice catch. He goes, "For that, you owe him a drink." It's a huge as you kind of lift Lapis up to their feet. You see the whole place is packed. It is packed wall to wall with like every like 17 to like 20 somethings. Like it is a very young, very hip, very like underground sort of feel, sort of place. What would you like to do?
I mean, I believe the bartender was there when we were here last.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I'd say we pony up to the bar.
Okay.
And I just oh geez. Trying to think of what the wording would be. I just pony up to the bar and I order our sake.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of do a nice little rap on the bar to a particular tune. See if he'll catch on that I'm trying to ask, like, are people downstairs? Is it available to go downstairs?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go downstairs.
Yeah, so the bartender brings you the sake, and he brings you a sake. He brings Daoku. He brings you a sake, and he sees you doing the knock to the and I want you, Daoku, roll with creativity for me. The bartender's gonna walk away from you. Go ahead.
I get a 6.
Okay, so here's something that happens that you don't notice, Daoku, and neither do you, Lapis. This happens and you don't notice this. As you get your drinks, and the bartender walks away, you do not notice a group of young men absolutely hammered out of their ass, leaving and heading toward the direction of the Honeypot Hotel. You do not notice that. You don't notice that happening. The bartender comes back and gives you both cocktail napkins, and you can see on the underside of one of the napkins, it just says back door.
Can I leave the? Can I instead change my mind and well, I guess I don't know things. Okay.
Yeah, you do not know. That is something that happens. It's like that is like the camera sees that, but you are totally wrapped into your drink and the note that you just got.
I just realized a better idea I could have had, but okay. Back door. Yeah, sorry. Back door is in like back outside the building, or like back door is in like.
You assume that he means the back door that y'all entered, that Cobra showed you the knock on earlier that day.
Right, but that's like behind the bar, so we just kind of like.
It's not behind the bar. So as you walk in, the bar is on your right, and the back door is like further, like, kind of think of like where a restroom would be, like in a very long kind of slim dive bar kind of situation.
Gotcha. Okay. So I pour the sake for Daoku.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little cheers. Here's to the night, and we take it and we start moseying on towards the back door.
Okay.
And I leave I leave some money for the bartender to pay for our sake.
Okay. The money is left there. You go to the back door. You do the knock. Awesome. You wait for a little bit, and the door opens, and you see Miki, the novice waterbending healer. And he instantly recognizes you. Goes, "Oh, you're back. Okay, come in." And he kind of closes the door, and he's like, "What? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Where's everyone else? Is Song okay?"
Yeah. Everyone's fine. I just I forgot to mention to you guys. Are you aware of the condition of the elderly out on your doorstep? Sounds like they're having some issues getting to hospitals because of the blockade. They've got this disease going around, and I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. Is Madam Mamushi around? I can kind of tell her.
Just Mamushi. Madam's just, that's weird. I have no idea. Yeah, let's she's kind of in a mood right now, so why don't you just let me talk first? Yeah, okay, come on down. And so you go down the spiral kind of staircase down into through that other door. You see the people that you helped earlier that day. They're all resting. It's very quiet. The din of upstairs, of the chatter and clinking of glasses and the party that's kind of happening up there, it is basically imperceptible down here. It is so quiet. Miki leads you through in between the beds in the clinic, and you see Mamushi at her desk with just a single lamp on, and you can see the glow, red ember kind of lighting her from underneath. And she doesn't mean to look villainous, but my goodness, she does look a little scary. And without looking up, she just says, "What is it, Miki?" And Miki says, "Mamushi, there are two gentlemen here who helped us earlier today, and they have some information for you." And she looks up, and she counts, and she looks at you. She goes, "Where are the rest?"
They're getting their sleep back at the Honeypot Hotel.
Oh, I didn't realize it was, you know what, not my place to judge. What is it that you want?
I forgot to mention earlier that they're
Spit it out, come on.
the elderly. They are gravely ill. They're having a hard time getting through the barricade to get help. And I thought this would be a great place for them to get assistance if they could. So I wanted to bring it to your attention.
Thank you. I'll look into it.
Great.
You go, she comes up to you, and she gives you just like a coin. It's not a monetary coin. It's just like a coin, and on it there is a golden, like it's a gold coin, and it's a picture of a lotus, and the lotus is red, but the coin is gold. And she says, "This is for you and your group. Thank you for this knowledge." And she places it in your hands and goes back to her desk. She looks like she does not want to be bothered anymore. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I mean, I accomplished my task. I can sleep better at night. So, Daoku, do you have anything else to do?
No, I mean, I was kind of playing like the escort role, honestly, and just like making sure everything's cool.
Everything is cool, and as you go up, Miki thanks you, and Miki just kind of comes up to you and just goes, "Hey, just tell Song I say, never mind. Just good to see you again. I'll see you. I'll see you later. See you later. Okay." And you all make your way.
Young
Sly dog.
No, I'm not a sly. I'm not a sly anything. I'm
remember that way of thinking and age.
You're not that much older than I'm. It's, you know what? You can see he's getting like very bright.
I just pat him on the back and just be like, "Miki, you're good."
I just think that I could learn a lot from her.
Okay, Miki. I'll tell Song you say hi.
No, I mean waterbending. I meant what? And he just kind of storms off back to the clinic as you all go up the stairs to the bar. Back at the Honeypot Hotel, there is a crash into your room, Lee, that wakes you up. And it is Mama Mo. And Mama Mo breaks into your door and goes, Lee, I need your help. Lee, Master,
I did not do anything untoward, I promise.
No, I know you didn't. Get up.
Lee just slowly sits up with his blanket still covering his whole body.
There are men, a bunch of rowdy boys that are in the waiting room, and they are harassing my staff. And you can see that she has like a little scrape on her face. Well, let's just say I'm a strong woman, Lee, but sometimes I can't use a bow and arrow, okay? And so she drags you, she tells you where, how do you react to this? Let's go from there.
So Lee, he just wraps his Earth Kingdom blanket around his body like a cloak, and he's got a little rope. He just kind of ties it on. It's like a little miniature robe now. And he grabs his bow, he grabs his quiver of arrows, and he says, "Show me where the miscreants are."
So she leads you to the front, basically, and you're close enough, Ursa and Song. You've been staying up, and you're closer to like the front area. You hear this racket, and you've ignored it until now, until you hear Lee's voice. So Lee, you're coming through with Mama Mo, and you see a group of 3 very drunk 20-somethings, like rabbling around. One of them has like a small like knife that he's like cutting an apple with, and they all just look sloshed out of their minds. They're all of the women who work there are on other sides, like not cowering, but just like have all gone away from them. And you get the sense that they were slapping and groping and being very, very untoward toward everybody. What would you like to do, Lee?
Lee will turn to Mama Mo and say, "I have seen this behavior before. This is what happens when drinking goes out of control. I assume that you had offered them drinks to leave already."
Oh, well, actually, that, you think that would work? No, I just tried to throw them out.
Indeed. So Lee, he says, "I will need a bottle of your 3rd highest wine, and 4 cups, please."
You see before you enter into the fully into the lobby and into their view, you see her look to one of her employees and give her the nod, and she goes in and finds you a bottle of liquor.
Okay.
As she comes back incredibly quickly and gives you the bottle.
So Lee takes the bottle, he takes the 4 glasses, and he goes up to the 3 guys, and he puts the 4 cups on the table, and he says, "Gentlemen, I believe that a celebration has been called for." And he begins to pour 4 things.
Oh, look and brought my grandpa to the party. Oh, he does kind of look like your grandpa, doesn't he? He totally looks like my grandpa. What do you got there? You got some cough medicine, old man? And you can see this one like has like the apple and the knife, and he's kind of pointing at you as he says it. You got some cough medicine, old man? Huh?
So Lee holds up one of the cups. He says, "Indeed, this is medicine, but not for your throat. This is medicine for your soul." And he shoots the whole thing down, and he just like turns around for a second and just like makes this terrible sour face, and he like turns around. He's like, "This is to your health and to your continued happiness."
So these now that you've gotten a better look at these 3 guys, all in their like early mid-20s. 2 of them are of like average height, and then there's one of them that doesn't say anything. He's just a large man. Very like he's like if a refrigerator were a person. The other 2, like one with like a knife and the apple, very suave. The other guy's just kind of like his sidekick. And I want you to roll with creativity to trick them. See if they fall for this.
Yikes! That's a 4.
You see the one with the apple kind of looks at that and goes, "Huh. For my soul, huh? You know, if I was born and raised in Sake District, maybe I'd think that was good, but that looks nothing. That looks like, yeah, that looks like what we would give the first years, isn't it? Yeah, that stuff is rancid, man. Where are the ladies? Someone give me a
Indeed.
lady.
Indeed. The third highest of wines for the third highest of intolerable behaviors. And the smile just drops. And Lee says, I am sure that you have heard from the proprietor of this establishment that consent is the first rule of this house, yes?
What are you saying, old man? You're saying we're not welcome here?
I am sure that you would be welcome here if you adhered to the rules of the establishment. But from what I understand, and Lee eyes the scratch on Mama Mo's face, he says, you have not.
Are we gonna have a problem, old man? And you can see he takes another stab into his apple and eats it. Because I'm not gonna mind if we have a problem.
So Lee slowly stands up. He's already standing. Lee continues to stand up, and he slowly gestures to the door. He says, I believe that we may have a problem if we go outside.
Oh, my grandpa wants to go outside. So at this point, Ursa and Song, you have heard Lee's voice. What would you like to do in this moment? What would you like to do?
I would like to know what Song wants to do, but I have ideas, but I don't want to always take up space and talk first.
No,
Take your
Well,
space.
okay.
I feel like Song would just be like, if Lee is awake, something terrible must be happening.
Yeah. And so for Ursa, because I have 2 RP right now, I want to, and you can say no, you can't give me the answers, but if you can, I want to know if these guys are also members of Fire Nation nobility, or if they're like just regular dudes.
You can't really, if you were to see them, you would know, but you can't see them, you can only hear them at this point. So at this point, you don't know. At this point, you can only hear their voices, but you haven't seen them yet.
Okay. I feel like I have 2 choices. I feel like if I see them and I know them, I want to threaten to call their mothers or tell their mothers what they've been doing. And if I don't know them, then I want to fight.
Okay, sounds good. So do you all wanna come out?
Yeah.
Okay. So you exit your room. As you're coming into the lobby, they're actually on, like, it's like you're coming into the lobby and they're walking outside. And so they're like, well, let's go outside, old man. We'll have ourselves a problem. He is an old man, and we are going to have a problem. And the guy who's basically a fridge just kind of grumbles behind them. Lee, you walk behind them and you step into the street. Ursa and Song, you see them just exiting the Honeypot Hotel. I imagine that you want to go and join them. Would you like to join outright on Lee's side? Or do you want to join stealthily? How would you like to exit the hotel?
We could use our stealth to an advantage.
Yeah, I like stealth.
Okay, so you look to Mama Mo, and you see that she has that cut, and she comes up. She kind of gives you the lowdown. I'm just gonna say, like, you ask her for like a side exit, and she shows you a side exit. And so they go out the front. You go out this like side alleyway, and so you are in the street. Lee, you're facing in the street. You're facing the 3 guys, and you can see behind them 2 dark figures that you know the silhouettes of. You see that it's Ursa and Song behind the 3 gentlemen. So they are taunting you. Well, we've taken it outside, old man. So let's go. What would you like to do?
So before he finishes his sentence, Lee drops his right shoulder, and his bow slides down his arm, and he catches it, and he's gonna just whack the guy across the face with the end of the bow.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Okay, you do that, and he's so drunk that he stumbles, and he's just like, what? Well, don't just stand there. Get him! And so they all are going to rush you. And so we're gonna.
Where are we? Are we on our way back? Is what I
so-
thought.
So
Because we had finished our conversation, or
yeah, so thank you. So during this time, this is kind of happening as like toward the end of your conversation with Mamushi. So like as you
Okay.
come up from Sake, we can cut to y'all. Where do you want to?
no, I was
No.
honestly just like, where are we? I have
Yeah,
no idea.
so if you want to exit Sake immediately after your conversation, you will be walking down the street as the beginning of this fight gets under like toward the middle of this fight, or the fight has already started. Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah.
Or did you have anything else to do in Sake?
My understanding was like that was kind of the main purpose, and so I was just my thought was like, oh yeah, we'd be heading back. Like we had that whole funny interaction with Miki, and then
Yeah.
that was that. So
Yeah, sounds good. So y'all are on your way back. You're not on the scene yet.
No.
Lee, you have just kind of clocked this one, their leader, just the loud guy with the knife and the apple. And you can tell that the other two, the only one who's even remotely armed is like this dude with a small knife and his apple. And the other two aren't armed. And you can see Ursa from behind. Roll me creativity or focus, your choice.
Ugh. Sorry. I rolled a 3, and then with creativity, it's a 5.
Okay, so you at this point you can't tell if they're nobility or not. It's dark outside. Nothing that they're saying or wearing at the moment with this lighting gives any clue. But you can feel free to like roll that again in between this. Do we want to do like honestly, these guys aren't combat masters. These are drunk idiots. So a combat exchange is not really appropriate because they're not. They're like, so Lee.
You just murder them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make it very clear that Lee does not have any intention of reaching for an arrow.
Right. Yeah.
There's no way that that's gonna happen.
So Lee, I want you just to roll with focus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did you get it? Yeah, let's see it.
Let's
go! Oh my god, amazing. So, Ursa, you and Song kind of, you and Song come out, and you see this kind of fight commence. You see like the bow come off and smack this guy in the face. He kind of goes. He's like, "Well, don't just stand there, rush him." And the sidekick guy just kind of runs at him like Luigi in Smash Bros. With his arms just kind of flailing out in front of him. You see this elderly man that you've just kind of met, obviously very great with the bow, but you understand that now that his mastery with the bow is unlike anything you've ever seen. As he drops it from his shoulder to whack, he's gonna bring it back with that shoulder and catch the dude's arms in like the curve of the bow and just kind of use his momentum to slide him to the ground. As the big guy comes from above, you see very nimbly Lee like slide between his legs with the bow and catch his legs with the string and trip him up. And within a few seconds, all three of these guys are either on the ground or bruised from Lee. And so Lee is now on the other side of them. Ursa and Song, you join them, and you get a good look at these three people. And Ursa, roll creativity for me again.
So there we go. Let's see. 5 with creativity. It's 7.
With 7, okay, you can ask me. I mean, I already know the questions you want to ask me. So, you don't recognize any of these people by name or by face, but you do recognize that one of them is wearing like the a garment from like the academy. This isn't like the girls' academy that you went to. It's not even like a firebending academy. It's just a noble academy in Haribulkan for the children of nobility. You can see from that like piece of garment that they graduated like a few years ago. But you do know that they are children of nobility.
Mm-hmm.
So they are all on the ground, bruised. At this point, Daoku and Lapis, you come onto the scene, and the three of them, thinking they had the upper hand against this old man, quickly getting dispatched, now are coming off the ground and see all 5 of you standing in front of them. Ursa, what would you like to do?
I would like to confront them verbally, specifically the one wearing the apparel.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, what do you say? Roll with passion, then tell me what you say.
Oh, passion's not. Okay, well, let's try it.
This is just to intimidate them. So if you want...
We've
if
got
you-
a 9 passion!
Let's go. So pick one that they can't choose. So of that, if you see under intimidate, they have 4 options. You get to pick one that I can't choose for these NPCs.
Oh, well, they can't, they cannot attack me.
Okay, sweet. So, they are going to, what do you say to them to intimidate them?
So you're really gonna wear your Academy Letterman jacket to scratch ladies and beat up old people?
What's it to you, huh?
Nothing to me. What's it to your parents who probably paid for all of that education?
This isn't over, old man. And whoever the rest of you are, come on, let's go. And you see them, you see the leader kind of tap his buddies, and they sprint down the street away from the Honey Pot Hotel. And Daoku and Lapis,
So bad.
you see this, you come in at the tail end. Mama Mo comes out. And she's just like, thank you so much. I try to keep my girls safe. That's my number one thing that I do. And but I've got to be honest, I'm not a fighter. I put up a good front and I can put up a fight, but I really appreciate what you have done for me tonight. If there's any way that I can help you, or anything that you know that you need from me, please, what's mine is yours.
Some of the younger men do not know when to stop what they are doing. These 3 in particular, and he gestures to the 3 forms running away. He says, they did consent to getting their butts handed to them. And Lee then realizes he's still only wearing his blanket, and he's like, I am going to bed. Good night.
She gives you a very deep bow, and before you go in, she asks you. She goes, "Excuse me, Master Lee. I never do this, but may I give you a hug?"
Of course.
And she just kind of gives you a very soft, and whispers thank you, and lets you go back to your room to sleep. Lee, that shifts your balance to humility. Mama Mo looks at the rest of you and she says, I know you all work together or a unit of some kind. I'm not exactly sure what y'all do together, but if there's anything y'all want from me or if there's any way I can help you, please let me know. Otherwise, I can let you have the restful night you were supposed to have.
Can we ask her to always hold a room for us, or if there isn't one available, to be willing to displace the person in that room?
Yeah, you can ask that. So you ask that, and she goes, "Well, I am trying to run a business, but you know, I can always see if I can hold something special for y'all. Next, at least for the next time you come by."
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Song, anything that you would like to ask Mamo or anyone else?
Do we know? I mean, I don't even know like what there is to ask. I'm not sure. Like,
Well,
do we
I
know?
can
Like,
think
does
of
she
a
know anything about the
specific, like,
Yoshi or like I don't know. I
you
have no
don't.
idea.
Well, I'll just say you
I
don't
don't know
know
if that's
unless
even
you
relevant.
ask. I will tell you that you
I mean,
remember
yeah.
from Chondro that members of the Sake District Underground might have some information toward the
Mhm.
things that would happen,
Yeah.
and you are now talking to the owner of a brothel in Sake District,
Yeah.
which I think would qualify as
Yeah.
the Underground. It's a very progressive brothel, but a brothel nonetheless. So you can ask her whatever you might think to ask
Can
her.
you tell us about the, um, what you know about the like the alleged like air nomad attacks?
Well, I'll tell you my personal experience. My personal experience with air nomads is that they're nothing but kind. They don't really come to my establishment. It's not really their forte. And you can kind of see she kind of flashes a glance to you, Lapis. And so personally, I haven't had any, but there was, now that you mention it, somebody who used to come quite a bit who talked a lot about the air nomads in the city. I can't remember the name. Well, let's go on inside. So you go. She gets you inside. And she goes, Sunny, and the woman who's been kind of by her side, getting the liquor, finding you the rooms, all this stuff. You find out her name is Sunny. She comes up, beautiful woman, like dark, straight hair. And she goes, well, what was that name of that sad boy? He was, he didn't have no parent. He didn't have, what was the name of that sad boy who kept coming around here talking about the air nomads? And she goes, oh, the one that just wanted to be held? And she goes, yeah, him. Oh, Yoshi, I think his name was. And so she looks at you all. She goes, so that's really all I can give you about that. There was someone who came in here talking a whole lot of whatever about, seemed to be incredibly fascinated with him.
What can you tell us about him, and like what was he like, and what do you know about him?
She kind of defers to Sunny, and Sunny just says, well, he was polite, and but he never wanted to do anything more than just kind of be held. And he would just talk about how he was about to get like a really big job, and it had something to do with air nomads. And he didn't say much in the way of details, but he was just talking a big game about going up the ladder, and that after this mission came through, that he would be set. I had no idea what any of it meant. I was just counting until the hour was done.
Mama Mo.
Mm-hmm.
I know that in an establishment of this nature, confidentiality is a must. But is there any way that we would be able to take a look at your guest book?
Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all have been a major help tonight, and I am indebted to you. But if I were to go around showing any old person my guest book, I wouldn't be having this business for much longer. So I appreciate you asking. I appreciate the respect, but I'm going to have to say no.
can respect that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can do for y'all?
I can't think of anything right now, but anything comes up about Yoshi or airbenders or anything of the like, just want to maybe jot that down for us for next time. That'd be
Oh, am I your secretary now? Well, I suppose I will. And you can see she kind of has a slight smirk as she says that last time. And she goes, I'm gonna get my cheek fixed up, and then I'll see y'all in the morning. She goes to her private chambers. You all go back to your rooms. You're all going to get a nice rest now. You'll reset your balances. You know, I'm gonna say here's a home decision that I'm making. You can choose if you want to reset your balances to center. Reset your balances to center. If you want to keep your balance the way it is, I don't really see narratively why a rest would automatically reset your balance to center. I think it makes sense if you choose. So
Can we maybe like move it one closer to center? Does that
I
kind
say
of
you can move
mitigate
it. You can move it from any space in between where it is now and center. You can't move it past center or away from center, but you can move it. You can let it stay or any space in between. Does that make sense? So if you're if you're +2 experience, you can move it to +1 or 0, but you can't move it to +1 humility or whatever. The other side. Yeah. So I'll let you choose that, just so you have some more agency, because sometimes I feel like in a given play session, in a long rest, like you might not have the ability to like, you know, it's up and down and up and down, and I want you, if you want to like get to +3, to have the ability to do that a little easier. And if you want to stay to center, I want you to be able to come to center. So there's a long rest here at the Honey Pot Hotel. Let me know if there's anything that y'all want to do.
Do we clear fatigue and not conditions?
Clear fatigue, not conditions, and you get to choose your balance. So your fatigue is automatically cleared.
Cool.
Your balance is your choice. Your balance, your choice. And your conditions will stay. And at this point, we are going to take a bio break, if that's cool. Unless there's anything y'all want to do. So, fantastic. Let's take a bio break, and I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so y'all have just woken up in the Honey Pot Hotel. You're taking in kind of what's happened in the last, 24 hours, the things that you have learned. It's not the kind of hotel where there's like a continental breakfast, right? It's a I mean, there's things to eat at this hotel. Anyway, so y'all wake up. I'll say that y'all gather in the front lobby area. You have your information about Yoshi. You have your map. What would y'all like to do?
Would anyone like some eggs?
I'd love some.
Thanks,
Lee.
Some up there. You can get them. I just wanted to know if you wanted any.
You hear Mama Mo. Mo say,
very good. Very good, Lee.
I'm not cooking up anybody any eggs. The eggs we have here are not for sale.
I go to the corner and get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah. So
it's just for you.
Yeah. So you walk down the street. So you all walk outside and you see on the corner there's just like this cart. There's just like a cart guy with like a bunch of food and you see like he's just got random pictures of food that look like they're just very generic, plastered, and you can see like the adhesive that is keeping them on like is starting to wear off, and the corners are kind of folding in, and there's some mysterious water that he's making sausages in, and you decide to like walk up Daoku, and you hear him say, "Oh, what up? How's it going, boss? What can I get you today?"
Like a bacon, egg, and cheese.
You want a bacon, egg, and cheese? Come right up, boss. And so you pay him money, and he whips you up. He wakes you up. Now what you got there? That's actually a shrimp pig bacon. So enjoy that. Enjoy that shrimp pig bacon. with
What?
your
No turducken?
bacon egg. What, do you think I got enough money for turducken around here? What, you think I'm just what, you think I'm like that Quackadoo? You want to go to Quackadoo? Go to fucking Quackadoo if you want to get some turducken, okay?
All right.
I got a kid to feed, okay? You want the bacon, egg, and cheese, or do you want it or not?
Take
Take-
it.
Quackadoo is like right next door.
Yes, it is. Quackadoo is down. Quackadoo is like a few blocks.
He
like
literally points to it.
several blocks away. Daoku gets his bacon, egg, and cheese from this very surly food cart, and he's gonna move down the road, and he'll see the rest of you. Want some grub?
Actually,
I'm good.
I would not mind a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Are you gonna give me the same shit that the other guy gave me, or you're gonna just take
Oh!
it and go about your day? So all right, bacon, egg, and cheese. There you go, old timer.
You-
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Song
Do you want
says, I would
money?
also like to try a bacon, egg, and cheese.
A bacon, egg, and cheese. Oh, it's your first time having a bacon, egg, and cheese. All right. Well, where are you from? Never had a bacon, egg, and cheese before. My God.
The
Hey,
monks
watch
do
it.
not
Watch
eat
it.
bacon.
Watch it, man.
The monks. You live with the monk. Whoa! Oh! You're a monk. Oh, sorry. Oh, we got a big monk. Oh, and he gives you this very deep bow. Oh, very. I'll make you a very spiritual bacon, egg, and cheese. It's gonna be the most spiritual experience of your monk. I'll tell your monks what a spiritual experience is. Here you go. You go back and tell your monks that you got a bacon, egg, and cheese that put you on the interstellar plane. And how
Song
about-
says, sorry.
Go ahead.
Song says, what did the monk order at the bagel stand?
What did the monk order at the bagel stand? Well, what do I look like, an oracle? What,
He
what?
said, make me one with everything.
Oh, she's got jokes. The monk started jokes. Oh, oh, like an everything bagel. Like I got it. You know what? Here's an everything bagel on the house just for you, just for you. That's great. You're not too bad. You're not too bad. You're not good. You're not good, but you're not too bad. And he looks at you, Ursa. Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Is it okay? Do you have anything with leaves?
With leaves?
Like,
Do I look like I got a garden back here? This is what you see is what I got. You see me growing anything? You see me sprouting?
take bacon and cheese.
Oh, you want a bacon egg? Okay, I can make you a bacon. All right, bacon, egg, and cheese with extra. Look, you want to go? You want to get some leaves? There's trees all around. There's trees outside. There's trees out of the city. There you go with your leaves. All right, y'all have a good day. Okay, and he pushes his cart past you all.
What a
You all-
strange
As he
man.
goes away, Lee is like, I wonder if he knows the burn salve man named Lee.
Do you want to ask him, or I mean, he's walking away.
Oh, he's gone. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Just an idle thought.
Ursa, this is the first time Lee has mentioned burn salve.
Yeah. I feel a little
And
Curious.
Daoku.
conscious about that.
Okay. So y'all have your bacon, egg, and cheese, except for everyone except for Lapis. What I assume is what's gonna happen is that y'all are gonna go to that point in the map. Is that correct or no? Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
So
Yeah.
there's nowhere else in Sake District that y'all want to go. So you all start to make your way to the exit of the city. You don't really have contact with the guiding wind at this point. However, you do know the general direction of their camp, the guiding wind camp, that is. Do you want to? The cave is not necessarily close to the guiding wind, but it is kind of. It's very hard to say. What I'm trying to say is like, of the places outside of Hari Bulkan that you could go, there's the cave, there's the camp, the guiding wind camp, and there is the like harbor city. I'm assuming do you want to make any pit stops before we go to the cave? No? Okay, sweet. All right. I want everybody to make me a roll. Everybody roll. If you have a wilderness background, you get +1. And if you have a wilderness background, you get +1. And if you have a... Actually, that's just it. Just wilderness. Otherwise, it's just a flat roll.
That's a 6
Just
for old
one?
Lee.
Just
Lee gets-
just one roll,
Just roll.
5.
Excuse
or
me.
a standard like a standard
2d6.
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 Gotcha.
I got an 8.
8,
I got a 10.
8, 10. You got a 5?
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Same
so
here.
if you miss, so Ursa, Daoku, Lee, you all missed. Okay, you're gonna take your choice. You can either mark a condition or you can take 2 fatigue.
Oh. Mark condition.
And Lapis, what did you roll? You rolled a 9, a 10, good. And Song, what did you roll?
8.
8. Okay, so Lapis, if you want, you can clear 1 condition, and Song, nothing happens for you. So this is just a roll to see how, like, you spend the entire day trudging through the wilderness and the trees on the side of the mountain of the island that contains Hari Bulkan. You are following the map to the best of your abilities. For those folks who are used to the wilderness, for Song and for Lapis, you're leading the path. This is something that nothing bothers you. The mosquito bites don't bother you. You don't get harassed. For the rest of you, this is an arduous journey. Like you're like rolling your ankle almost every other step on rocks. Like Ursa, you have to beat away like a snake turtle. Sure, snake turtle.
A snurtle.
A snurtle. You bat away like a snurtle, who looks very venomous but is very slow, and so not too hard to get away from. Lee, you are very old, so this is very, very tiring to you. But eventually, as this takes you all day that you're doing this, but eventually, as the sun starts to like reach about an hour before dusk, you finally come upon like the entrance to this cave on the side of the mountain. This is exactly where Mamushi and the map that you found in Saya's room said it would be, and you can see that it is not too well hidden. There doesn't seem to be any like fear that this place would be happened upon. There's no like brush covering the way. It's just a very open cave entrance. What would you like to do?
And can we backtrack on that journey and
Sure.
go to a conversation possibly?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. So yes, so on the journey, feel free to RP. My apologies for skipping over that.
You're good. Yeah, so while we're journeying, I kind of mosey up to Ursa and just say, so that paper had some pretty specific information. How are you feeling about that? Do you want to talk about it?
I mean, it's not like there is terribly too much to say, is there? I mean, there are things on that paper that seemed a bit shocking to you as well, right?
I'm a name. I mean, but a name's just a name, could be anyone, but that might be someone. But I don't know, I just thought, since we found it at your friend's place, I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing.
I haven't really given myself the space to think about that too much. I'm glad we didn't get caught, but I do kind of wish she was there to explain herself. But I don't know if it would be better if she lied, made excuses, or even if she did tell the truth, if I would believe her. Or if I would just want to believe her. Because I thought she was my friend.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll both find answers on this journey and come out better for it.
What is it that you've been looking for on this journey?
Oh, it's a very good question. I guess I haven't really. I guess more about myself for the most part. Trying to figure out, how to control my bending and, forgive some things in my past, and just kind of get some more answers on, just who I am and what's going on around here. As an airbender, I'm not really happy that our name is being dragged through the mud, and I'd like to clear it, I guess.
Yeah, it's no fun being besmirched.
No.
We'll get to the bottom of it. I promise.
Yes, I will.
Both of you can roll with harmony for that. That was beautiful.
I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7. Scott, you get to choose one.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, so unfortunately, Ursa, you cannot. But Lapis, Lapis, go ahead and choose one from Guide and Comfort.
Oh,
so you can clear condition or 2 fatigue, and you can ask Ursa one question, and they must answer honestly.
Oh shoot. I feel like you should have gotten this. I feel like I've already asked.
What
all
did
my
you get?
questions.
Oh, I see. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. I guess I'd return that question to you. What are you hoping to get out of this journey?
I don't think I'm searching for something much different than what you're searching for. How you said that you are trying to find yourself and ground yourself within your bending. A lot of my legacy has already been written for me by my family, and I'm trying to figure out where I fit within that.
Awesome. Any other at the end of that conversation, Ursa, you see this like very slow cobra coming out of a shell.
I'm ready for a snake turtle.
And you see it like lunges at you, but it reaches like the end of it, and then slowly like the body, it doesn't reach you quite yet, but the body like has to catch up with it in its slow moving shell. So it's like, and then the body kind of has to catch up. And by the time it catches up to its lunging face, you're already long gone. As you swat away yet another Snurtle.
They make such
Them
majestic
Snurtles.
sounds.
Yeah, that's what a snurtle sounds like.
Vroom.
A snurtle sounds like a guy with a huge penis. That's what a snurtle sounds like. Any other moments y'all want to have on this journey to the cave? So y'all make it. Y'all see the opening of the cave. What would you like to do in this moment?
So, I have I marked the frustrated condition.
Okay.
And to clear the condition, I would like to act decisively without consulting anyone.
Awesome.
And so, Lee, having swatted at the, 100th spider fly that's all around him, he just says, "I have to get inside!" And he just, walks into the cave. Doesn't even bother lighting a torch. He just walks inside. Just, constantly, swatting at things.
Fantastic. Yeah, you cleared that condition of frustrated. That was amazing. So y'all see Lee just completely just F this, I'm going in. And so Lee goes into the cave. What would y'all like to do as you see Lee stomp in?
I feel like
I
we don't
run
have a choice.
blindly after him.
We gotta follow
We
this,
should
the old
probably
man.
Okay, y'all.
I mean,
y'all
not everyone
run in-
has to do it, but that's what I do. I'm just
Yeah, y'all run in after him.
God.
Lee, you immediately find that the cave gets really dark really fast, and it's very, very narrow. And it winds almost immediately. So you go in, it's very shallow, and then it winds to the right almost immediately and thins to the point where it's really can't really fit more than 3 people standing side by side. And because of the way that it bends to the right, almost all of the light is shut out even as you're just entering the cave. So it is complete darkness as the rest of your group comes up to you. You're leaning against the cave wall, gathering yourself, and all of you are huddled together in the darkness in this cave hallway. What would you like to do?
I want to illuminate. If I could just
You do that.
yeah, just to give us some light here.
So Daoku and Ursa both light their flames. It leaves this purplish aura around everything with the red and the blue flame, and so there's this the lights individually, when you look at them, are their individual colors, but the light around you all is purpley, kind of like the light behind me. And so y'all have this purple illumination around you now. You can see the cave it's a cave. It's damp, it's cool, it's you can feel kind of moss at your feet. So you realize that the hallway that you're in goes further, and there's another bend that kind of comes back around the way. Would you like to go deeper into the cave?
Anyone with good creativity want to assess kind of the situation?
Yeah, I was gonna say suggest. Yeah, I'm terrible.
I have good creativity.
There you go.
Awesome. Yeah, roll with creativity. And you can ask me.
I rolled an 11, and with my creativity, it's a 13.
That's amazing. Ask me 2 questions.
Oh! Which way should we go?
There is one way.
Oh, okay.
At this point, there is one way, and so you follow that way. And I'll tell you this. I'll give you more on that, and then you can ask another question after that. So you make your way around this bend that is basically just a singular hallway or corridor, and you see that there is a passage to your right and a passage straight ahead that kind of goes uphill. So those are two passageways that you see.
And then, is there anything we can do to shield us from clear and ever-present danger?
To shield you from it? How do you mean? Like something like in the environment, or?
I mean, because I feel like asking if there's any danger afoot. I mean, the answer is probably gonna be yeah. So I felt like asking
but
this.
I suppose you could. Sure. You know that as you cross this hallway, because you're going in and there's like this opening, right? You sense that there are people further down the path to your right. You get the sense that you should probably, if you want to cross that gap, you should turn out or extinguish your flames, so that you're not seen by anybody who might be guarding that specific entrance or that specific passage. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Oh.
Perhaps we take out you want to take out our flames, Ursa?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But I know like Lapis was the one who originally wanted to figure out how we could best assess this. I want to know if there's any ideas that you had regarding our way forward or to the right.
Oh, not necessarily. I just wanted to kind of get any more information that we could.
Also, other people can roll creativity to assess the situation if they want and ask other questions. So that's definitely not just a one-person thing.
Is there a penalty for failing?
Nope. You just don't get to ask questions.
Sure,
I'll
why
give
not?
it a shot.
Yeah.
Or no,
Let's
yeah,
all roll to assess the situation.
Ask that situation.
I failed, so
Okay.
I can't.
I got a 10.
Nice. Ask me 2 questions.
Okay. Who or what would you say is gonna be our greatest danger?
You have the suspicion that you've almost come here looking for a fight. You know that this is the place where the gang of air nomads that attacked Ursa, this is where they hang out. You also have an inkling that someone named Yoshi is here. There may be other dangers that you do not yet know of.
Okay. And can you describe the where we're at right now? Is there 2 paths you said?
Yeah, so you've walked into a cave that took a turn to the right, and it's kind of wrapped around, and now you have an opening to your right that leads down one direction, and then the path in front of you leads kind of uphill, or you can see that it goes up.
Okay. Using my air bending of sorts, am I able to kind of sense like air currents or like hear anything of voices down one of them? Can I roll for something of that sort?
Well, you can rely on your skills and training to see if you can sense any vibrations in the air. I'll say that, yeah.
Okay.
And you still get another assess question, since that doesn't really apply.
What am I rolling with? Anything particular or just rolling?
With
It
focus.
says focus, yeah.
With focus, then it is a 10.
A 10. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so you feel on the air. In the air, you feel vibration, a pretty strong vibration that is very constant. It sounds like a distant rushing of water. And you also hear just like, or feel in the air, distant voices coming from coming from the passageway to the right.
Okay.
Mostly.
Is the constant on the left, or is it both of those are coming from the right?
All of those sounds are coming from the right.
All from the right. Okay. Oh yeah, and I mean, I'm just going off the assess the situation questions here, so I was trying to find.
Yeah,
And
good.
no, that. Can I defer a question to someone else? Should someone
Sure.
else have a question?
Sure. If anybody else has a question, why not?
I defer my question to the council, the fellowship, if you will.
Wait, what questions were already asked? and
It's
answered?
it's under assess the situation. There's like 6 or 5. Yeah.
And if you have a
questions.
question that doesn't fall under that, I'll make a judgment of whether or not I'll answer it or not.
Yeah.
Did we already ask something along the lines of what here can we use for a competitive advantage?
No.
Yeah, you want to know what you can use for a competitive advantage? You have from all of your trainings, you understand that having the high ground can be helpful, and so there's a passage that seems to be leading to higher ground.
I have been told that once one has the high ground, it is over.
That's true.
Okay. So I share that information with the group. That sounds like from the right, I kind of get like a consistent sound. I also get a couple voices, but I'm not really hearing anything to the left. Just to kind of mull that over, and we can decide where we want to go.
Song. Okay. Roll with focus. You're gonna rely on your skills and training right now. And you're gonna ignore any penalties from conditions or statuses.
I got an 8.
You got an 8. You can feel with your sensing ability that there is an enormous amount of rushing water. It is so much that you can feel it from quite a distance away. So that is to the right. What would y'all like to
I
do?
tell everyone there is an enormous amount of rushing water to the right. So much so that I can feel it from this far away.
Wow. That's impressive. Well, it seems like we should go to the higher ground based on it seems to have a tactical advantage, and I would assume that would be the way to go.
Leave it to the military guy to know the tactical advantages.
You begin to hear some footsteps coming. Everybody begins to hear some footsteps coming from the place to the right. I want everybody to roll focus to get across this gap and move forward to the high ground without being detected by this guard or by this presence.
That's a 6 for old Lee.
6
I
for
rolled
Lee.
8, but with focus, it's a 9.
9, okay.
6 for old Lapis.
Okay.
Or young
10.
Lapis.
10.
I got a 10 as well.
Okay, so would anybody like to mark a fatigue to help to give Lee and Lapis a help to succeed?
I'll help the old man.
Okay, how do you do that?
That's cool. I'll help Lee.
How do you help Lee?
Or Lapis, sorry. Sorry. I
Okay,
don't know, you
Song-
help Lee, I'll help Lapis.
Excuse me, Song and Daoku, mark a fatigue, and then let me know how you help Lee and Lapis respectively.
You said there's a gap?
Yeah, so yeah,
Just
I
a
know.
bit, okay.
Yeah. So I know it's hard to imagine, but imagine there's a hallway, there's a straightaway, and then there's a large corridor, opening, that leads into a large room on the other side of it, where the rushing water is, where the voices you can hear, where the footsteps are coming from, and so you're trying to get across that opening so you can go up the path in front of you.
I'm gonna go full military, and I'm just gonna barrel
Like fireman carry. Yeah.
Lapis. I'm just gonna just hop over, just launch over.
And right
Awesome.
before he does that, I kind of look at the gap and I'm like, have
So
to toss me.
yeah. So you see Lapis again, just like
Gotcha.
just like in Sake. Like you see his foot slip on like a little like a damp patch of rock underneath him, and you see that, and you're like, nope, I'm just gonna pick you up and put you on my shoulders. You walk across, you don't get noticed. Song, what do you do to help Lee?
Song says my teacher used to make me carry him up the stairs all the time. And okay, tell me if this is too much, but I feel like she takes off her glove and turns her water hand into like a little footstool, kind of.
I love that. I love
like,
that.
Pop up.
That is yes, that's not too much at all. That is delightful. You do that. And you help Lee. You all get across that gap. Nobody notices that you're there. You are now walking uphill. You go up this kind of cavernous, and you have to like crawl through. It's a little uncomfortable, but as you get through this crevice and that kind of lifts upwards, you realize that you are about 10-ish feet, 10, 12 feet above everything in front of you as you come through this crevice, and you see there on the far side of this giant cavern that on the ground has like this mossy grass. On the far side there is a fire, and you see the gang of air nomad saboteurs that confronted you, Ursa, all sitting around this fire. On this high ground that you're on, it's basically just like a ledge that kind of is on the perimeter of this entire cavern. Directly like up ahead of you, there is a giant waterfall, like coming from the top of the cavern, falling into like a lake, not a lake, but more like a pond, but it seems like a very deep pool in the cavern. You see a person not dressed as an air nomad with black spiky hair, who Lapis looks familiar. And you see a second person who is dressed in air nomad attire. And Lee, you see your what I imagine is like your waist belt pouch that you had all of your information in. You see that dangling from his waist, and you now see something that you didn't notice before from this distance. With your hawk eye sort of sense, you see that there's a fire tattoo, like a fire tattoo on the nape of his neck. You can see that now from the angle that you're standing. What would you like to do? And let me know if you have any questions about the environment, what you're seeing. Nobody at this point has noticed you, but you are in a very prominent, you're not very well hidden. Like, this is a well-lit, large cavern. With a waterfall and a fireplace and like a bonfire, but there are kind of torches around.
While we have the element of surprise, I believe we should subdue these people.
Yeah, whatever can help us to get the jump on them, it's the way to go.
I can
Absolutely.
pin one to the wall.
I think
Yeah.
maybe if so we're feeling like a fight, or we're feeling frisky.
I'm going to ignore, there's gonna, not spoilers, but there's a name on this image that I'm sharing in the Discord chat that you have not heard yet, but I don't care. I just want y'all to have the image from my notes. I'm so sorry it looks so jank, but this is kind of what I hope this helps. I just think that this might help. This is just kind of what I sketched out for y'all.
Where are we? Are we the yellow?
Or the 20 feet?
You would be where the yeah, so it's about 20 feet high. I said 12 earlier. Clearly past me knew way better. It is 20 feet high. Where those arrows are, that's like that slim passageway. You are now where it says that high ground on the left side. So you're on the high ground about 20 feet up in this large cavern that kind of surrounds this whole giant area. Does that make sense?
So then to our left, so if we're facing, are we facing the, I know that doesn't say Gay of Saboteurs, Major.
It says gang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
gang
I
of.
see.
It does look like gay.
There we go. All right. I guess that was just a Freudian slip then. Okay.
Yeah, gang
Yeah.
of saboteurs.
Awesome. So we're facing them.
You are facing them. The waterfall is to your left. Yes.
Great. Great.
What if we went behind? Like, can we go behind the waterfall, or like to try to pop out onto the right side of it?
Yeah, you could. You would have
Just
to.
curious.
If you wanted to do that, I would have everybody push their luck so that they're not seen. But
Right. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like we either get rid of their fire so they're also in the dark with either the water, or manipulate the fire to our benefit.
Yeah,
Our firebenders can do that.
that would certainly freak them out and
And
give us the element surprise.
also, since my fire is blue, if Song and I wanted to do some sort of collaboration with the waterfall in her bending and my bending, I think that could be really effective because they wouldn't see it coming.
wow, that's really cool. That's really awesome. So what would y'all like to do?
I think perhaps one great in tandem attack at the same time
Sure.
to subdue them.
Yeah, I pull out my bow staff. I'm excited.
Okay, so I want everybody first, as you come out, I want everybody to, before we rely on our skills to do all the cool shit you want to do, I want folks to roll with passion. Everyone's gonna push their luck so that you stay hidden as you have the high ground. Since you have snuck up on them so far, I'm going to say that everybody on this roll gets a +1. Just to add. So let me know what you get on that. Push your luck.
7.
11.
7+1, 8.
8.
That'd be a 7.
7.
Everybody hit?
I
Does
ultra hit.
7 hit?
Fuck
I
yeah,
ultra
yeah.
hit.
All of that hits. All of that hits.
Yeah.
You all, for those of you who hit, like, for Song, you like scraped a few pebbles that like dropped off the face of the high ground, but thankfully nobody noticed. They're not expecting anything. Everybody's kind of like relaxing. The one person who's walking around as like a guard is just kind of moseying, like not really being very aware. Y'all make it through. Nobody has noticed you. So now I want everybody to rely on your skills and training. So roll with focus to do all of the basically just the first round of just to get the jump on these folks. Let me know what you roll.
That's an 11
Roll.
for old Lee.
Nice.
I roll a 9 with focus. It's 10.
Nice.
12.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
7.
6.
7, 6. Okay, all right. Well, Scott. So Scott. So here's what's gonna happen. So Song and what would y'all like to do? The ones that hit. So everyone except for Lapis. What would y'all like to do?
Could I try to grab? Could I try to grab this fucking guy and like just silently take him? Like just.
Which guy?
Didn't you say there's a guard that's kind of near us and based on that map? I guess or
yeah. So he is by like the entrance, the other entrance. He's by like the entrance that like.
oh, so he's pretty far. Okay.
Yes.
He's actually pretty
yeah,
far.
he's
from
not
us.
close to the high
Never
ground.
mind.
He's not close to the high
Okay,
ground at all.
sorry. Gotcha. Never mind.
I'd like to get the guy that has my bag.
Okay.
I'd like to pin him by his shirt to whatever the closest surface is.
Yeah, so that would definitely be the ground. So
That's
absolutely. So that's what you want to do. Daoku, what do you want to do?
Lee, tell me again what you're up to.
I'm going to do this, and I shoot an arrow, and it goes through the collar. I'm assuming he's got like a maybe a loose shirt on.
Yep.
But it goes through this guy's collar and pins him
That's
to
the
the
idea.
ground.
It's gonna pin him
Okay.
to the ground. Yeah. From that angle, it'll pin him to the ground.
I want to
Uh,
create.
Go ahead.
You tactical.
Well, I remember Ursa and Song. Y'all want to do your fire cloaked in water blast, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, but it sounds cool.
It sounds cool, and it's gonna happen since y'all rolled well. Who would you like to direct that at?
Oh, I was hoping that it was kind of like us, like surf down the waterfall and kind of create like a force field around them, so they're trapped, like they're in their little huddle and they can't get out of their little huddle until they answer to us.
So you want to trap the entire gang of saboteurs?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you roll, Ursa?
I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10, and you rolled a 7. Okay. All right. It's cool. Yeah. Okay. And what do you want to do, Daoku?
I want to inflame the exits.
Oh, okay.
So there's just like no chance of
Yeah.
running away or, like skirting out of this, and because who knows. But yeah,
Sounds
that's what I'll
Okay.
go for.
So here's what
I-
happens. Yeah.
Can
go
I
ahead.
talk about this water
Oh,
force
of
field?
course.
Okay, so I'm thinking that it's like fire, like enclosing in on them, right? But then like a water force field below that, so they can't blow it out.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay, sure. I love it. I love the creativity. So y'all crawl through, you get up, you see what's about to happen. You kind of, you have some slips, Song, nobody notices, and you all come up with this plan, and this all happens basically simultaneously. Lee, you bring an arrow, you take, the guy who stole your knapsack, your sack from you, you pin him to the ground. Bang! As soon as that is happening, Daoku, you're raising up flame walls at the entrance, at that entrance that you didn't come in. And Song, you and Ursa, you take Ursa basically on like a surfboard waterfall ride. As you do that, you're using all of the water to like from the waterfall to skip out above the bonfire of the gang of saboteurs. You roll this water around this water dome around all of them, and Ursa, this huge wave of blue fire wraps around it. Song, on a 7, you end up on the inside of that dome, and Ursa, you're on the outside. Lapis, you go to air gust the person that you recognize to get closer. Instead, because Daoku's busy, you slip on a on a wet patch of ground, and you have to use your air bending to break your fall. All of this happens instantly, or at the same moment, and they are obviously aware of your presence. So we are going to enter a first round of a combat exchange. So Lee, you are on the high ground with Daoku. Excuse me. Ursa and Song, you are in this bubble, in or outside of this bubble that you've created around the gang of saboteurs. You see Lapis, you have dripped, gotten down, and you're like right in front of where this figure is that you haven't met. Bald, he kind of looks like other airbenders that you would know. He even has like fake airbender tattoos. As you see that they're not real. They're kind of crooked. It's a little off. Here we go. This is a combat exchange. So I am going to go first. Would you like to say anything before we get started? You hear Yoshi yell from inside the waterfall as he was taking a bath. He jumps out and he yells, "Ambush!" Let's do this. Let me choose my things, and we will get it started.
Quick question: Is
Yeah, go ahead.
that guard involved anywhere here, or did they get the one that was patrolling? You said that was by the other exit. Are they freestanding somewhere, or are they?
The guard is part of the gang of saboteurs, but on the outside of it. So yeah, we'll say that they're kind of outside around where Ursa is now. So,
Okay.
yeah. Let's see. Okay, I just have to get all of my stuff ready. Okay. Oh my gosh. Bear with me. And so everybody is choosing their combat stances right now. Okay, I have mine chosen.
Okay, where am I in the orientation of all things?
You are on the high ground still. With Lee.
So I'm like in the 20-foot spot, like that little nook.
Yes.
We're kind of seeing outside, like into the cavern. Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, so I have chosen my stuff and things, so y'all can strategize about what you want to do. I'm imagining there's going to be a fight between, so as far as targets are concerned, Ursa and Song are going against the gang of saboteurs. Lee and Lapis are going against Sora. I don't know if anybody's targeting Yoshi. You obviously don't know that person is named Sora, but whatever. The second in command, the thief.
It's a thief.
Lee, what are you gonna aim at?
I am aiming at the one that is in front of the waterfall.
Okay.
I'm choosing advance and attack for mine.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And Sora is currently pinned down on the floor, right?
Sora is currently pinned down. Yes, Sora is currently stunned. So, yeah.
Oh, if he's already there, then I'll target one of the anyone that's standing, I guess, like any of the saboteurs that are standing.
So Sora will sit out this combat exchange, but will be active the next combat exchange.
Oh, okay.
Ursa Song, and I was gonna ask, you want to strategize what position you want to take, or I can assist.
Yeah, I was thinking of taking a steady stance, which is defend and maneuver.
Okay.
Kind of means that anybody who tries to attack that time gets fucked up, kind of. And also anything they do to me, or any negative statuses they do to me, get negated. So I feel like she's just kind of like, yeah, focus on me.
Yeah. Would you like me to do a complementary stance of defend and maneuver, or an attack and advance?
Whatever you
attack?
think is best.
My best attack is also a defend and maneuver, but I also have recently learned a new advance and attack technique. So anything.
I mean, I feel like Song is kind of like trying to draw their attention to her, so now might be a good time for you to like attack, at least like narratively.
Okay, I can do that. No problem. So yes, you want me to attack, not defend.
Yeah, if you think that if you like, because I know attacking rolls with passion,
Passion? Yeah.
and defend and maneuver rolls with focus. So
Okay, cool.
or
That was
just whatever move you think would be best.
I don't think anyone's targeting Yoshi, right? In that sense, right? Or is there someone who is? Because I was just say I can go after him right now.
As of right now, I fell right in front of
The
Sora.
Sora guy, yeah,
So
and he's
I was
down.
gonna say, yeah.
currently.
But I was gonna say if Lee wants to continue the barrage and attack, then I can bolster him and just kind of add to that. I mean, I think I'll bolster you, but it'll probably be for like the next one.
Mhm.
That's fine.
But I can still give you something just to, since they're not gonna, they're gonna kind of sit this one out. I'll just take this opportunity to help you.
All right, everybody have their stance chosen.
I'm good. Personally.
All right, so everybody who chose advance and attack, go ahead and roll. Actually, let's do it this way. So let's go. Let's go. I imagine. So Lee and who's focusing on Sora? Who's targeting Sora?
Me and Lee.
Okay,
So
let's do
Lapis and Lee.
Let's do that first. So in that fight between Sora, Lapis, and Lee, whoever is rolling an advance and attack, roll advance and attack.
Doesn't defend and maneuver happen first in the line of events?
Am I completely wrong? I could be
I
completely
think it is.
wrong.
The thing
Yes,
says
but I'm doing evade. And
Oh, you're
observe,
right. Yeah,
so-
so sorry. So yes, defend and maneuver go first. Thank you so much. Thank you.
and
for
then
that.
So-
advance and then evade.
Thank you.
So neither one of us is doing defend and maneuver, so it would just be advance and attack first.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
So
And let
this
me
is
know
like
what
a
you do.
separate exchange from the one that Ursa and I are in.
It's the same exchange. It's just like this is their duel that's happening, and then you'll have your duel. So instead of doing everything at once, we're just gonna resolve their duel, and then we'll go to your duel, and then we'll go to Daoku's duel.
So I got a 7.
Okay. So you can use one basic or mastered.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to pin a fly to a tree.
You're gonna pin him again.
Yeah, just because like
Absolutely.
if he tries to rip this out, like maybe if his arm goes to reach, like his sleeve then gets pinned like above his head.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm gonna mark.
Are you gonna mark a fatigue?
I'm gonna mark 3 fatigue.
Oh, to inflict
To it.
impaired and trapped.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so they are impaired and trapped. So you, fantastic. Holy moly. Lapis, what would you like to do?
Yeah, so I was going to bolster him. So I'm doing evade and observe.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna bolster him. So I drew 11 for that, and I wanted to empower him.
Okay.
So clear 1 fatigue at the end of each exchange for you.
Awesome.
Because
And
old man, you are fatigued.
awesome. So go
So
ahead
I
and
guess
clear
I add some wind to his. I add some wind to his arrow.
his arrow. I love that. So you also remember when you do evade and observe, you can clear 1 fatigue. So you see Sora gets pinned down, and you see like he makes this fire whip to try to get it down, and as he's about to move it, you pin his sleeve down, and so he now has like several arrows in his clothing down on the ground. He is trapped and impaired. Ursa and Song, what would y'all like to do? If you have defend and maneuver, roll it.
I already rolled. I got a 7.
Awesome. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take my steady stance,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. You take your steady stance. And Ursa, what was yours?
I rolled a 5. But I'm attacking and advance and attack.
Okay. And so on a 5 you can choose to are you going to choose to shift your balance away from center to use a basic technique?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
Thank you.
And what basic technique would you like to do?
I would like to strike.
Would you like to mark a fatigue, another fatigue, to choose to hammer them? No?
No.
Okay. They are going to... shift. Okay, awesome. And they're going to mark a fatigue because they are advancing and attacking against you, Song. And they are going to focus their fire. And they're going to mark another fatigue. They're going to mark another fatigue to inflict 2 fatigue and a condition against you. So,
But I negate the first condition or negative status inflicted on me.
yes. So, so you negate the first condition. So the condition doesn't go, but you do mark 2 fatigue. So they come up, and now they don't have to act as if they are air nomads anymore. So they're coming at you with like flame fists. You realize in this moment, as they're coming up, they take your invitation very seriously, and you see all of their fists begin to turn ablaze with red fire as they start to pummel you with these attacks. As they're doing that, from the outside of this like a bubble that in this conflict is starting to go away, because you're very prodigious, but like this water sphere is taking a lot out of you, so it's starting to like fall. Ursa, you are pummeling these guys from the side. So as they are attacking Ursa, you're flanking them from the sides. Daoku, what would you like to do?
All right. So I did advance and attack. I already rolled from way back. So I got a 12.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
I am committed to breath of firing the absolute shit out of this Yoshi character.
Holy shit, let's go.
Because this dude's just purely responsible for my freaking Ursa getting messed around with and fucking attacked.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what's going. That's what I'm doing.
Awesome. And so you are going to breathe fire in a massive gout. So you're gonna mark 1 fatigue.
Yep.
Okay, and he is going to become impaired. Yoshi's gonna become impaired.
How do we know, Sabby, in that description? Like, when does the character suffer 2 fatigue and become
So it's there. So he must decide to either
again?
retreat and disengage,
Yeah.
or becoming impaired, or suffer, or stay. Yeah, or stay and take.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
So he actually did evade and observe. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
So he's going to mark 1 fatigue, but then he's immediately going to erase it, as he's going to do recoiling jet. And so he is going to like jump out of the water away from the singe of the fire that you're breathing at him, and like you see jets of fire from like his hands and his feet like blow him away from the area. And so he's gonna come out of the water and come next to where Sora is. Let's see, and he is going to mark 1 fatigue. Okay, so he's going to, with that, he's going to mark a fatigue, and he's actually going to get rid of the impaired on him, as he's out of the way of that attack.
I have a question.
Yes?
So for mine, I did evade and observe. I rolled an 11. Does that mean I get 2 things?
Yeah, you get 2. Yes, you do. Yep.
So is it like 2 basic or 2 mastered, or is that
you can
2
mix and
basic
match.
or 1 mastered?
You can do mix and match as you want. 2 mastered, 2 basic, 1 of each. They just
Okay, well
all
then-
have to be evade and observe.
Perfect. So my second one is actually going to be my master technique of sense the blow's wake.
Awesome.
So I attune myself to the ebb and flow of the winds around me. I become aware of incoming attacks, and I'm able to respond instantaneously. So I will mark 1 fatigue.
And you are now favored.
And I become favored. And then the next exchange, I can use retaliate regardless of what happens.
Fuck yeah.
In addition to whatever I decide to do.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, so that is the end of that first combat exchange. So, like, you see all of this happening. You see Yoshi like jump and coil and jet above your like huge dragon mouth flame as he's recoiling into right next to where Sora is. Yoshi, he catches Lapis, Yoshi catches your eye, and he kind of gives you this look of just like, what? Lapis? Is that you?
Yoshi? It is you!
What? What are you doing here? What is all of this about?
What am I doing here? What are you doing here?
You wouldn't understand. And he gets into his stance. And we go another round. Okay, so let me choose my what these folks are going to be doing. This is so fun. Okay. God, this guy is so fucked. Okay, I am all set. I'm all set. So y'all can choose and strategize.
Song, is there anything you want to strategize this time around, or you want to just...
Yeah, I'm not doing great.
Oh no. Yeah, let me, I'm gonna try and defend and maneuver and hopefully roll enough to use my master technique and inflict some damage on these dudes.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
I am going to help our friends on the ground.
Wait, so Lee, are you staying with me with Sora and now Yoshi? Or are you going somewhere else?
So, Lee's gonna stay up on the high ground, but he's gonna start targeting the saboteurs. And he's just gonna start, like, pinning as many as he can to the ground, so they can't, like, bend. He'll go for, arm sleeves.
Alright, so I got, alright.
I don't know what to do.
I think if I might come down and help. Song.
That would be helpful, because I think that would be...
Yeah.
We could have more manpower.
Yeah.
I was thinking of seizing a position, which is like moving to a new location, but any foe can mark 1 fatigue to just make me not do that.
Yeah.
So it seems kind of pointless considering there's a bunch of them.
What about retaliate?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
We've got like what, 6 people on us, so if they each have to mark a fatigue or something, they're gonna knock themselves out pretty quick. If you end up having to use a basic technique.
So if I retaliate, it says each time a foe inflicts fatigue, a condition, or shifts your balance, inflict 1 fatigue on that foe. Does that mean anytime they inflict fatigue on anyone or on me?
I think it's on you. Yeah.
That makes sense, but the wording was unspecific and I wanted to exploit it.
I know, but we gotta go with what's true in the fiction.
Okay.
I have a philosophical question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one of my principles is to never strike the first blow.
Uh-huh.
So if I were to attack right now, if I were to attack Yoshi right now, would that be striking the first blow since he just entered the fray?
I would say philosophically,
yes.
I mean, I guess you didn't strike the first blow, but like everybody else on your team already struck the first blow. You know what I mean? Like technically, you slipping and falling saved you from striking the first blow.
Oh, okay. So I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm able to do blows now.
You have, while accidentally You have kept up to your ideals. Accidentally so. But you have come up. Yes, you are free to blow at the moment.
Okay. Thank you.
Um, if I plan to bolster you,
Me?
yeah,
Oh, what does that do?
that's in evade and observe, aid or impede a nearby character, inflicting an appropriate status. So I'd be able to give you like a status.
Ooh. That could be good. I'm trying to remember what the statuses do.
Prepared, so you're ready for what's coming. Clear, prepared to take +1 to an appropriate roll. Statuses are kind of. I don't think they're great if the combat exchange is going to end right after it, because then you can't really use it. But if the
Right, I
combat
do have
exchange
3
does go on-
fatigue right now.
I will say, like,
Or if you have clear fatigue.
there are like very few options at the moment, unless y'all like decide to talk this down. Like, this is one of the rare fights where it's like the exits are basically flamed shut that y'all can see. So it's like there's gonna be a few combat exchanges. Are we all have we all chosen our stances?
No, I'm still figuring it out. Sorry.
No worries.
I
I'm
mean,
good on my side.
I think it would make sense for Song to retaliate, and then Ursa, if you want to like empower me or something. I feel like she's just in training mode and she's like blocking everything, and she's like, I'll just keep blocking shit.
Yeah, cool. We can do that.
Okay, cool. Okay, I know what I'm doing then.
Awesome. Okay, so let's do the same thing. So who is going against now Sora and Yoshi? Lapis, are you the only one?
I think I'm the only one.
Okay. So go ahead. They both, Sora and Yoshi, both have advance and attack. Yoshi is trapped and impaired though, so they're not gonna be able to do that. So if you have defend and maneuver, go ahead and roll.
I do not. I was going to
Evade and
advance
observe?
and attack.
Oh, you're gonna advance
Or no.
and attack.
No. Shit. No, I'm going to evade and observe.
You're gonna evade and observe. Okay, so you see Sora use all of their might to get all of these bows like disconnected and to come off from the ground, and they are going to mark a bunch of fatigue to get rid of their trapped and impaired status, and that's going to be their turn for this combat exchange. So you see them just like whip all of this fire around them to singe up those arrows and pop up. As he's doing that, Yoshi is going to attack you.
Okay.
So Yoshi is going to do 2 attacks against you because they're favored. And so they are going to excuse me.
This fucking guy.
He is going to strike you. And he is going to hammer you with his blows. He's going to mark a fatigue and hammer you with his blows. So you will mark 2 fatigue.
Okay.
And then he's going to, as he's doing this, he's like, all of this time since that day, you choose now to come up. Well, look at me now. And he's gonna blast you, and he's going to intimidate you, and you cannot evade and observe next exchange. So he's gonna use the pressure basic technique. So you just did strike, and then he's gonna pressure you so that you cannot use evade and observe next combat exchange.
Okay, so am I marking anything or?
Just mark that, just note that you can't use evade and observe next exchange.
Okay, so
now you can do you can roll for your evade and observe.
Okay, first, so out of that exchange, he only did 2 fatigue to me, and then this like ambiguous thing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I automatically do retaliate. So he has to inflict 2 fatigue on himself.
Awesome.
And so I did. I was going to hinder him, but I rolled a 6.
So you miss.
So I missed.
Okay. Are you going to shift your balance to do a basic technique?
Oh, I just read that part. Yeah, I think I am. So I'm gonna shift it over to action.
Okay.
Because I'm very heated right now.
And what basic technique do you want to use?
And so I can do any basic technique, or just I can just only do the evade and observe.
Just evade and observe. Just evade and observe.
Yep. So this is essentially what I wanted to do. So I will hinder him.
And also, you are favored, so you get to use another basic technique, even if you miss. So, you get 2 basic techniques right now.
Oh, that wasn't. I thought the basic technique was the retaliate.
No, so no, you can use retaliate regardless.
Oh, okay. All right. Sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna hinder him. And I will impair him.
How do you do that? So let me know what you do, and then I'll.
Yep. Oh, and you'll decide what I did to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going full out, just hammering you with fireballs.
Yep. So I kind of just I get low to the ground and just do like a leg sweep, so like a little like guile little wind thing to his ankles, and kind of break his root, if you will.
Awesome.
And then as I see him kind of, so that was my first thing, and then as he's like barraging me, I kind of just build deep down and kind of lose focus and just throw up an air wall at him, so kind of startling him.
Awesome. So he's gonna be impaired from that. Okay. Who is? No one else is against Sora or Yoshi. So gang of saboteurs. Defend and maneuver. Go ahead and roll.
I got a 5.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna shift my balance away from center.
Awesome.
Oh wait, to use a basic, yeah. And I'm going to retaliate.
I rolled a 9.
All right.
And I was just going to defend and maneuver, seize a position. Since
Great.
I think I'm still on the
Yeah, you're on
rock
the high
ledge,
ground.
so I'm gonna
Yep.
go. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to essentially just go to Ursa
Go to
song area. Yeah, probably Ursa.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you rocket over next to Ursa. The big water dome that was around them has dissipated. So this is all just kind of one big melee on this side of the cavern. Ursa, what would you like to do? Or what are you, evade and observe or advance and attack? You're muted.
I'm evade and observe, so I still have to roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll. And they have also chosen evade and observe.
Okay, so I rolled a 9, but I rolled with creativity, so that's an 11. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So you get to use 2 mastered or 2 basic, or one of each.
Do they have equipment, or are they just bending?
Do they
Our
have
foes?
equipment? They are. Yeah, they're just bending.
Well, I know for sure I'm gonna bolster song. I know for sure that's why I hit evade and observe. So I'm
Okay.
doing that.
Awesome.
And inflicting the appropriate status. I would think that that's empowered because we're empowered by the power of friendship.
It is. I will give favored, not empowered.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks. I had to try. But cool.
Empowered is incredibly strong.
Yeah, it's pretty OP. And I can choose one more basic or mastered technique. I don't have a mastered evade and observe technique besides break, which I feel like isn't useful in this particular fight.
Yeah, not against these guys. You see as Sora is getting up, you see them. They do have a You see that they have a weapon on them that they use for their firebending. They haven't been able to firebend yet because they've been pinned to the ground. But as they're getting up, you see that they do have like a weapon on them. If you
Do they need a weapon to firebend, or can they just firebend?
They can fire, but they don't need it, but they do use it. It's kind of like your bow staff.
Okay.
You see the
Well,
the weapon are like size. They're like you know Raphael in Ninja
Oh,
Turtles. No,
Oh.
in Ninja Turtles, he has like the side, like they're like daggers with little, yeah.
Mhm. I mean, then I could break it. I was gonna commit, and recenter myself, but
Yeah,
I'll
you
just
can
break.
do that too, for sure.
I'm gonna break it.
Awesome. Yeah, Sora's having a rough fight. He's been trapped the whole time, and now his weapons are absolutely shattered. What else does that move do? Yeah, it is. Yep, it just breaks it. Okay, so he no longer has his size. Those are absolutely toast. Fantastic. All right. Is that everybody? No, Lee. Sorry.
I would like to pin more people to the ground, please.
Okay, is that evade and observe?
Oh no, that's attack and
Oh.
advanced attack.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
buddy. Oh, okay. I mean, that's I'm rolling with passion.
Yes, for advance and attack.
Okay,
Yep.
that's a 7. That's fine.
You get one. Yeah, you get one mastered.
Yeah, nice. And so did I recovered a fatigue at the end because I was bolstered? Is that true?
Yes. I
Nice.
believe so.
Awesome. Then I'm going to I will mark 3 fatigue, putting me at fully fatigued.
What appropriate status did you use? Or what?
For
I
What?
empowered him. I
You-
empowered him in the beginning, and you let that slide.
I did no. I said favored for that. Or no.
Oh, is that what
No.
that means?
Oh,
I
did you
said
say
I was like,
empowered?
Yeah, I was like, I empower him, and you were like, all right.
All right, fine, sure.
Because I told him he was an old man, and he
That's
needs to,
true.
he
That
needs
is
to
okay. You can empower him.
unfatigue himself.
Fine.
Nice.
I
am now
can't
fully
believe I let that
fatigued.
I can't believe I let that slide, but that's okay. And
You
now
had a good
so
sleep, you know, eventually
he did
last
have a
night.
good sleep. So who are you impairing and trapping?
The closest person to Song that is still standing.
I'm gonna say you are letting go like a volley one after another because there's 7 of these guys. I'm gonna say you pin down half of them. So half of them are. We'll say half of them are impaired and trapped. And so they can only do. Oh. Interesting. So they'll only do half of the amount of techniques as they could this time. And they're gonna have to. Oh man, they're totally fucked. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So you're just pinning down one by one this gang of saboteurs. Fantastic. Okay. So Yoshi is like going ham at you, Lapis. You just sweeped him off his feet in a non-romantic way, in a very dangerous way. He kips back up and looks at you, and you kind of see just this like wild, chaotic energy in his eyes. What would you like to do in this moment?
Is this a whole new exchange?
This is before the next exchange. So this is like, y'all just went through all of these blows. So like, he came at you, you were deflected, you swept his legs. Daoku came and like jetted over to Ursa. Ursa and Song are fighting off all of these, oh wait, I never did. Hold on. I never did what the gang of saboteurs are doing. I was like, wait, yeah, because they have evaded and so they're going to evade and maneuver, and they're going to, yeah, so they're going to erase one of their fatigues. So sorry, everybody. And they
Wait,
are going.
Is that a special action?
What?
Evade.
Evade and observe. Sorry, evade and observe.
Right.
So when you do evade and observe, you clear 1 fatigue every time. Yeah. And they are going to coordinate themselves. So they're going to set themselves up to launch a concerted attack. As they like kind of get bunched up together, you see that as like fish in the barrels, Lee, and so you're more easily able to pin them all to the ground, or pin most of them to the ground. But they do become favored. So they have a lot of statuses. Half of them are impaired and trapped, and the other half are favored and prepared. They are also, they get one other evade and observe. They are going to, they're going to shift their balance 1 space. Cool. Okay. So all of this is happening, just happened, and so now you, Yoshi and Lapis, you both are kind of staring at each other again, and you see this kind of chaotic look in his eyes, something that you've really never seen him. This is obviously a part of him that like grew after you knew him. What would you like to say to him in this moment?
I mean, just reiterate, Yoshi, where have you been? What happened to you? I mean, I honestly, like, I'm taken back. The exchange, the orphanage burned down, the like home I had just found again is ruined. I understand, like, and I remember, like, as he was running away, I had this whole thing of like, I understand what it means to like make a mistake and your life completely change, and I really wanted to reach out to him then, and like just to see him all of a sudden, I'm very much so like just taken aback and just being like, what, like, where, like, I want to know what happened, where, like, I'm happy he's okay, but I'm also like wanting to know what's going on and why he's like so upset with me.
What happened? What happened to me? You knew me for a day, and you think you know me? I'm doing what I've always done. I've had nobody at my back. I've always had to find a new home. You come in like, what, some superhero to wipe away the flames that destroy the only place that I felt comfortable in my entire life? And you think, what do you think you're owed? What do you think you're doing here? And he shifts your balance to action.
Okay.
Away from forgiveness, as he's kind of needling you.
Yep.
And remember, you can like resist that when a PC.
You can resist.
When an
Yeah,
NPC, you can resist that if you want.
What's the consequences of that? Sorry, can you just direct
yeah,
me
so
to...
yeah, balance moves, resist shifting your balance.
Okay.
So him saying that shifts your balance toward action. You can.
Oh, but then you get to shift my balance twice if I miss.
If you miss, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I'm gonna try to resist. So
all
hold
right,
on.
yeah.
Let me mark this back really quick. Just so I'm marking it back to before I shifted it because I want to resist it.
So you resist, and
so I'm gonna roll.
You roll straight, no modifiers.
No modifier. No modifier, no whammy. Let's go straight ring. An 8.
You rolled an 8. Okay, so you get to choose one. You can clear a condition or mark growth by immediately acting to prove them wrong, or you can shift your balance toward the opposite principle, or you can learn what Yoshi's principle is.
And what is the what is the advantage of knowing what someone's principle is?
So you can call them out on it. So you can use the balance move of calling someone out. That's right next to it on that balance move. You can also, if you look at your attacks, if you go down to evade and observe to test balance,
Yep.
you can, if you know what their principle is, you can shift their balance away from center by questioning or challenging their beliefs or perspective. And this is like, you can knock somebody out in combat physically through conditions and through conditions, or knock them out of balance by shifting their balance past their balance gauge. And so it's just another way to go about achieving victory.
Besides this moment, is there another way to shift your balance during this exchange? In theory,
How do you
not
mean?
this particular exchange, but like during battle, is there another way to like shift your balance? Over?
Yeah, commit under evade and observe. But
okay, well,
remember that you can't evade and observe.
I can't do that. I can't do that the next time. Yep. Okay, yeah, I am going to. Let's find out what their principle is. Tell me the principle.
So Yoshi's principle is chaos.
Chaos. So okay, where's paper? Chaos.
Yeah, Yoshi's principle is chaos.
Just like Jubai.
Not quite, but yeah. Just like Jubai, when he plays Pai Sho, his principle is chaos.
You guys.
So yeah, so I maintain my balance. I guess, dude. I guess I learn his principle is chaos. Is there a specific way I learn that, or I just know it now because I'm all water?
You understand. So in this moment when he tells you this, you see that all sense of order in his life, if it was ever there, you don't know if it was ever there, but it's now gone. You see that this is somebody who is literally just out for themselves and realizes that any structure that exists can be brought down, and has kind of grasped onto that as the only guiding principle of their life. Their life has been chaos there for as long as they can remember, and they've now finally embraced that. And so you see that coming from them in this exchange that you're having.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you want a response from me, or do you want me to just let it?
Yeah, you can absolutely give a response after seeing like what you after you now understand what is driving him.
Yeah. One day, just one day, like in one day, I found my home, and in one day it was taken from me. How long did you live there and you abandoned them? I stayed. I was the one that took care of them while you left. One day, yes. One day is all I needed.
You see that wow, that hits him. You see that hits him hard for a second. And you see he looks up at you, and he doubles down. And you see that the look of chaos in his eyes has increased like 2-3 fold. And he says, "You experienced for one day something that I had for 10 years, and something that I destroyed. You may have stayed, but you didn't do what I did." And you see him charge back and take a very chaotic stance. And we're gonna begin the next combat exchange. And you see him
wait. As he does that, can I reach up and grab my
Hell yeah!
hairpins?
Yeah,
So I reach up
So
And
he
I
comes
grab
back
my
into
Azure
this.
hairpins.
He comes back
Or
into
my
this
Lapis.
stance, and you go and take out your things. We go into the next combat exchange. I'm going to choose
Ooh.
what I'm choosing for each of these folks. Is okay. So Sora, it finally gets to fight. The gang of saboteurs are looking rough.
I have
Okay.
a question. What
Yes,
happens
go
if
ahead.
they need to mark a specific fatigue, but they are already, or a specific status, but it's already marked?
Like a favorable status, or what do you
No,
mean?
like a bad one. Like, let's say you have a move that like inflicts
So
impaired. They're already impaired. What happens?
So right now, I'll tell you what I'm doing on my end. So the gang of saboteurs were impaired and trapped. I just marked one fatigue for that impaired, which got rid of that impaired, and then I marked for trapped. It says you have to get out of the trap. You have to mark up to 3 of either fatigue or condition. So I marked all of those and then got rid of that trapped for the people who trapped, not for this combat, but for next combat. And so if you were to inflict them again, they would have to do that again to get rid of those statuses. So they can stack, essentially. Unless it's like doomed, because doomed is just like you have to take immediate action or you'll die. Or you'll, burn alive or drown or whatever. Okay, I have chosen all of mine. So y'all are vaguely aware of this like conversation happening. There's kind of been a lull because the gang of saboteurs are like coordinating each other. You hear this exchange between Yoshi and Lapis, and Ursa. Also, you know that this is the person that is in some way responsible for the attack on you. So, I guess I do want to also open up this opportunity maybe after this combat exchange to have. Depending on how people are looking, to join in on this conversation that's happening. But for right now, it's go time. So choose your stance.
So yeah, right now I am prepping with like facing off with Yoshi, but Sora is also here and now he can move and do things. So I don't know if anyone wants to shift a little attention over here. Otherwise, I will see what I can do.
Does Song still have the water shield going?
No, the water is dissipated last round.
Okay.
But you are favored now.
Yeah, I just moved here, so I'm in a tough, like, like it wouldn't make sense for me to, necessarily move again, because I feel like I purposely just went here.
I'm definitely doing evade and observe.
Yeah, Lee, are you? What?
I'm doing evade and observe. I'm full of fatigue.
Who are you fighting?
So what I'm planning on doing is not necessarily fighting. I'm gonna try and clear fatigue.
But are you like who? Like, because we've got the saboteurs. Lapis has sword.
Oh,
Like,
I'll be engaging with Sora this round.
Okay. So you're okay. We're just trying to make sure everybody's got help.
I got my. Just so you know, Ursa. I'm just gonna defend and maneuver. So.
Yeah, I think I would like to do the same.
Sorry, what are y'all both doing?
I'm doing
Defend and
defend. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there?
That's always
anything?
my best thing, but.
I haven't gotten the chance to use it, and I don't have any fatigue, so yeah.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, y'all ready? Okay,
You
let's
ready for
go. Let's do the saboteurs. Who's fighting the saboteurs? Gang of saboteurs. Daoku, Song.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Ursa?
I'm doing yet.
Hold on, before we jump back in, Song, is there anything that Daoku and I could do to help you, or what how are you feeling? What do you need?
I was gonna potentially
know.
divert because are you really hurting? I'd imagine.
I have 3 fatigue.
Do you have
Do you want to
conditions?
you can clear
No,
one?
I'm favored.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's a status, not a condition.
Oh,
Right.
sure, right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Just
No
Oh.
conditions.
condition is like your HP.
The bad, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't have any conditions, so I'm probably okay.
Oh, okay.
I was
Okay.
thinking of maybe striking this time.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can take 2 more fatigue before I'd have to start marking conditions.
So I might divert you so I can step in and I can take blows that are intended for allies.
What is? Oh, okay.
Like
Cool.
my that's like my maneuver potential if I
Okay.
roll well. But yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
Let's see. I'll just attack because I don't know what else to do. Okay.
All right, we all set?
Mhm.
Okay, so whoever's engaging with the gang of saboteurs, if anyone choose defend and maneuver,
Mhm.
go ahead and roll.
Okay, I rolled a 7.
Awesome. All right.
11.
Okay, let me know what you do.
7, I can use a master technique, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fire stream time.
Oh shit, son! Let's go. Holy shit! What are you how many fatigue are you marking?
Do I have to?
Yep. So you have to mark one.
On them. Mark 3 fatigue. I want to mark 3 fatigue. I don't have 0. I have 0 fatigues marked, so I'm gonna mark 3.
So doomed and prepared. So these trapped saboteurs are pinned down, and you are now like Okay, I'll explain what that looks like. But they are holy fucked. They are. My God. Okay. Go ahead. Who else had? Who else had
So
that?
I'm diverting. I'm gonna divert in the way for it's Sabby. It just says it's just in the way of blows intended for allies. So I guess I just kind of take on any like either Ursa or Song trying to get it. I mean, do I have to choose? It says when any ally within reach suffers a blow, this exchange, you suffer it for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it's both, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna divert and I'm gonna retaliate.
Sounds good. So you just hunker down.
Yep.
Okay, advance and attack. So, every one of the group of, every one of the saboteurs are on fire and doomed, as they're doing this, or so as this is all happening, but they are gonna get their licks in before, as this is happening. So, this is gonna be focused towards Song. They are favored, and they are very principled, so they're gonna get 5 techniques. No, not 5. They're gonna get 4 techniques to use here, because they are at the end of their rope. So they are going to focus their fire on you, Song. And so they are going to...
Me.
In synchronized fashion, they are going to... they are going to inflict 2 fatigue and a condition on you.
So on Daoku.
So yeah, so I divert.
Oh, I guess that would be on Daoku. So yeah, Daoku, you
Yep.
hop in the way of this.
Yep.
So you're taking all of this, all the entire ire of this guy, because they're of these fighters. They're going to focus fire. They're going to strike you twice, as in like use strike twice on you.
Yeah.
So you get to choose mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from center. 2 of those you get to choose. So like choose
Oh, I
two.
see.
Like, you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
use like you
like-
can mark 4 fatigue. You can take 2 conditions, but just do that twice. And they are going to actually they're just going to strike you 3 times.
Okay, so just give me the number. Like, just give me the raw numbers to just take.
Raw numbers, you can either take any combination of 2 fatigue, a condition, or shifting your balance as long as it equals 3 times. So you can take 6 fatigue, 4 fatigue and a condition, or 2 fatigue and a balance and a condition, right? So they're gonna basically use the move strike against you 3 times.
Yeah.
The ones who are trapped, are like using their bending to get out of the bows, out of the arrows that are impairing them. And then as they're doing this, Ursa, you are like whipping your bow staff around, and you bring it over your head, and the point of it, just this huge blue, like a flamethrower, sets them all on fire, and they are, as all of their attention is directed towards Song, from behind them, they are just completely engulfed in flames. And that will end. That's how that specific duel will end. It's quite terrifying. The other side, Sora and Yoshi, who's fighting them? Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Song, what were you evading and observing? What were you doing?
I was gonna attack.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
And for that you roll with passion. I got a 5, but I'm favored, so I think I can choose one thing anyway.
Yes, you may. Basic or mastered.
Right. I'll strike them.
Do it up.
I think. I could pressure them, and then they wouldn't be able to attack next exchange.
They look fucking they're getting absolutely rocked.
I'll strike them.
Yeah.
I'll strike them.
I didn't follow up with my what all my shit does to them, Savvy. I don't know when you want to resolve that.
Oh, dude, they are. Yeah, I don't. We'll wrap it up. Honestly, like they are completely getting routed right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I?
Because my shit does 2. Every fatigue that I receive, they get 2.
Yeah,
back.
they're completely fucked. They're absolutely
Okay.
demolished.
All
Yeah.
right.
So I don't.
Okay.
I'm not gonna hammer them.
Okay. Lapis and Lee. What did y'all choose?
I'm going to defend and maneuver.
Okay.
I'm evading and observing.
Okay. So Lapis, go ahead and roll.
You're
What?
with focus. All right. Well, I rolled a 12, but focus is -1, so 11.
Okay.
Oh
Awesome.
shit! Sorry. Yep. So I am. So since I rolled an 11, I get to do one of the extra things.
You can, yeah, you rolled an 11, so you can mark a fatigue and use a learned technique, or you can use a practice technique, or you can use 2 mastered or basic techniques.
Right. Oh, jeez. Okay. Why not? Okay, I am going to mark a fatigue and learn and use a learned
Oh, is this Gale Slice?
technique. Yes.
Oh,
No,
shit.
no. Because I was doing defend and maneuver, so it is twisting wind.
Oh, twisting. This is the one you just learned, right? I don't have that.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have this
I
one
know.
written in your.
I have it written, but I'm gonna.
Awesome. Twisting wind. Love it. Yes, I have it here.
Okay, yeah. So I effortlessly flow around blows like wind itself for each foe engaged with you who choose advance and attack,
Which
approach, clear one fatigue,
both of them
and
did.
hold one momentum. What is that?
So you
Is that
get
what that says?
and so yeah, yep, and then so if you use read the rest of it. If you use advance and
If you
attack next
advance and
exchange.
attack next exchange, you may spend your momentum instead of a fatigue.
Yeah. So both of them have advance and attack. So you clear 2 fatigue and hold 2 momentum.
Okay.
Awesome, 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 awesome. And Lee, you're evade and observe, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to do
Before you do that, so sorry.
Oh, sorry,
They
yeah,
are
right.
going to do so. Sora is going to use. Finally, Sora gets to attack. Sora is going to use their fire blade. Against you, Lapis. And so you will see. Let's see. Actually, wait, Lee, are you still on the high ground?
Yes.
Okay, so sorry. He's going to use it against you. That's why I chose this. He's going to use this against you. He's going to mark a 1 fatigue to slice through a piece of the high ground and destabilize your footing. It's going to inflict 2 fatigue and impaired on you.
So what happens when your fatigue is full and you would get fatigue?
If your fatigue is full and you have to mark a fatigue, you mark a condition instead.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's what Sora does. Flame, fire blade, and then Yoshi, he brings his hands back. He's like, you're like very close to each other, and you hear him yell, "Hana!" like the scream that Ryu taught him. And he's going to use this massive firebomb on you. This is a completely self-destructive, chaotic move that he's doing. It is not good for him at all. His entire fatigue track to the brim fills, and he's going to mark a few conditions on top of that. He's going to inflict 4 fatigue on you. And become impaired.
Okay.
On you, Yoshi. So here's what happens in this whole thing. The group of saboteurs are like putting all of their energy into song and like ba 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 ba. From behind them, in front of them, Daoku comes in and just like just every single one of their blasts just sends back at them. Half of them are trying to get out of these arrows that have been pinning them down, and from behind them and in front of them, just this huge gorge of blue flames catches all of them on fire. They, screaming, run into the water in the waterfall pool and try to desperately swim toward the back of the waterfall. You don't know what they're swimming towards, but they are fleeing the fight. Sora tries to destabilize and does destabilize Lee, and Yoshi does this huge like super Hadouken against you, Lapis. Sora, at the end of all of this, turns around and sees the saboteurs running, sees how injured Yoshi is, and just decides to cut. They all swim to the edge of the pool, and they go behind the waterfall and disappear. Yoshi is not passed out, but incredibly weak. And standing in front of you, completely abandoned by his group that he was in charge of. He's the only one in the cavern now with you.
Should I evade and observe, or?
He doesn't look like he wants to fight anymore. He looks around as he's just done this huge fireball. As he did the fireball going toward you, it grazes you, Lapis, but he sees you just very elegantly twist around it and almost dodge the entire attack. And he realizes that the entire explosion of it really only injured himself. He realized he's defeated. He realized that his whole gang just went out the secret tunnel in the waterfall in the back. And he is there in front of you. What would you all like to do?
I'm running towards them.
Okay.
I'm running towards him. It all kind of like clicks with me. That like I blamed myself, he blames himself for what happened,
Uh-huh.
and no one ever told him that it wasn't his fault. Or if they did, they didn't really like know it. So I run towards him and just kind of like embrace him in a hug, if he'll let me.
Do you it sounds like you want to, like, are you saying anything to him? So he's completely broken. Like he doesn't have the energy to like return the hug. So he's like slouched on the ground. All of you come around. Lapis, you come up and like embrace him in this hug.
As he's like burned, like slowly.
Yeah, he's very singed.
Yeah. It like in the middle of the fight, especially when I saw him like get drained or get very like embrace the chaos, if you will. Like I said, I kind of hug him gently and just say it wasn't your fault, or it isn't your fault. Nobody blames you. Nobody blamed you, and I wish I could have told you that before.
Okay, so it sounds like you're trying to guide and comfort him. Roll with harmony.
That is 12.
A 12.
It was 10 plus 2.
Not my... So you hug him, you go up, you tell him it's not my fault. And he says, not my fault. Not my fault. Not my fucking fault. It is my fault! I'm the reason that the orphanage broke down. Me! No one else did it. No one else burned it down. Not my fault. Fuck you! And he pushes you away. And he's staggering. He staggers back, and he inflicts a condition on you. And his balance shifts, and he has completely tilted. That gets him off balance, and he is completely shifted toward chaos. And you can see him as he's backing away toward the water. Not my fucking fault. Not my fucking fault. And you see that he's kind of making his way to the water. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. Is there anything y'all would like to do after this moment?
Yeah, I mean, if he's heading to the water, I think I'd maybe like to try and stop him.
Yeah.
Can I freeze it?
Yeah. You don't even have to roll for that. All of the pool is so large that the edges are even though it's like this whole waterfall is falling into it, the edges are pretty smooth and tranquil. So you freeze the edge of the water of the pool. And so when he goes, he thinks he's stepping back into water, and he actually slips onto the ice and is just like falls on his ass. And he is completely broken down. He is an imbalanced, chaotic being. And he begins to like just kind of push himself sliding toward the waterfall.
Young man, you have nowhere to go. You are surrounded. You should surrender and come with us.
Surrender. And come with you. What, so you can give me stability? So you can give me... What do you think you can offer me, old man? There's nothing in this life that's stable. Not friends, he looks at you, Lapis. Not family, he looks at you, Ursa. Family? You think that's stable?
Can I intimidate?
Sure. Yeah. Roll with passion.
Shut up, you little punk.
Oh, perfect. Ooh, perfect.
What'd you
I
roll?
literally, I eked out a 10.
A
So
10?
I had
Okay.
I rolled 9 and then I got just +1.
Okay, so you get to choose one that I cannot choose.
Yeah. What the hell does keep watch really mean? Like that's just
That's
what?
like for a guard, right? Like
Yeah. Okay. I was like, what? Yeah, I mean they backed down.
No,
Keep watch.
You choose one that they cannot choose.
Oh,
So
they
you
can't.
get rid of,
Oh,
you get rid
that's
of
right,
one
that's
of
right.
my
You can pick
options.
from the other three.
Okay. That's right. All right. They run to escape
So
or
you-
get back up.
So you're saying
Can't
that
do it.
they can't run to escape?
Yep. Can't do it.
Okay. So what do you do? What do you do to intimidate him?
I'm losing my patience with you, man. This old gentleman here tried to be kind, and yeah, I'm not so kind. So shut the fuck up. You're coming with us.
You see that he tries to attack you. He's so off balance that his fire literally just burns his hand. And so he's just like, ah! And then he burns his hand and he has to put out his fire. And he takes a few deep breaths. He sees that he's surrounded, he's on ice. There's only way through is water. He's clearly against someone who's a very powerful waterbender. And so, okay. I'll surrender. But I'm not your friend. I'm not your family. And I'm not going to talk. You all pick up Yoshi, who's completely unhinged. You walk out of the cave. Ursa, I want you to roll an assess. Roll with creativity for me. You're muted. No worries.
I realized I was muted.
No
It's
worries.
a 9, but on creativity, it's 11.
On your 11, as you go to the edge of the waterfall pool to pick him up, you notice something on the ground that you never in a million years would expect to be there. You see the beginnings of a plant that you know as dragon leaf. And you pluck it. You pluck a little bit, but you see there's a lot of it on the outskirts of that waterfall. And you all pick up Yoshi and you exit the cave. And that is where we're going to end our session for today.
Excellent.